From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
Boom with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
I don't know what that means. Is he's this many? He's gotten older. I paid my taxes. He's off on a once in a lifetime trip with his dad. Wow. What if we could do the whole show this way? Happy birthday to Dave in Montana in the big sky country, catching fish.
Attempting to dazzle Dave.
Releasing fish, and hopefully having a good time. It's a big week for him. So today is his birthday. He's on this vacation. 1 week from today, he'll be in Southern California, starting the next chapter of his life as Trojan Dad. Oh, almost got him. Now I want to see that one on delay. Let's see. Yeah. And then Dave will be back with us a week from tomorrow. Maybe. There we go. We got it. Happy Monday, everyone. Jason Ross, Chris Vallad with you all week long. Maybe. How you doing, Chris?
Good.
Yeah? How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah? The doubleheader movie, was that Friday night?
Yes. That was fantastic.
Both?
Yeah. I like Together more.
Oh, but wasn't Weapons the one you're more excited for?
Weapons was the big one. I think it's like when your expectations are high, and even when they're met, it doesn't feel like the greatest thing ever. It was a very good movie, but I thought Together was scarier.
Okay, so you were looking for scarier.
I was out of breath after Together.
Really?
Yeah.
And that was the first movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Out of breath because of fright?
Yeah.
You were
and
scared?
It was like gross.
Oh, okay. I think I know the answer, but would I like the movie?
No.
Would I like the second movie? Weapons.
You might.
Okay. No, on the first one.
Yeah.
Have you seen Naked Gun again?
No.
Just 3 times.
Only 3 times.
Oh, disappointing. All right. So a 2-movie weekend for you.
Hey, I'm averaging 1.5 a week. What are you talking about?
You would suggest Together over Weapons, but Weapons is good.
I wouldn't suggest that.
For those that like movies like you do, like horror movies, you would suggest Together.
I think Together is the scarier movie.
Okay. Interesting. But Weapons might be the better movie?
Yeah.
If there's such a thing? Okay. All right. Any other big events for you over the weekend?
Nope. Just getting ready for the English Premier League next week.
Next week. What does that mean? Getting ready. What were you doing? taping up, getting your kits together. So thanks again to Brendan Nunez on Friday. I had to duck out a little bit early. And he was able to fill in the last 90 minutes or so. How was Friday Fun and Games?
I'm trying to remember what we played.
Did you do the bidding thing?
We did play the bidding game. That worked. Yeah, that went well.
Who was it? Alan, Brendan, you, and Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you probably didn't. You were probably MC. You were the host with the most. Okay. But it went fine?
Yeah, no problems.
Good.
Only 3 F-bombs. So.
Good. Perfect. Well, Alan's out of control. So Friday, I left early to go play in the Gold Rush Classic, is what it's called. It's out there at Rancho Murrieta, so it takes a while to get out there. About 45-minute drive. Got there just enough time to take about 2 practice swings and let's get out there and play. Had a fun group. I had Scott Navarro from downstairs, one of our sales guys. Also, Jonathan Gonzalez from Gonzalez Law, played with him, and then 2 other clients that were station affiliated. And, it's a scramble, so you're going to, and all 4 guys besides me could really hit the ball. Navarro just annihilates the ball. I mean, annihilates.
Did he play baseball?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Because a lot of times baseball players get golfers.
Oh, I should have asked him. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, maybe bring it up next time.
Yeah. But he's lefty. Maybe he's righty and doesn't know it. No, he's lefty and just has this beautiful, just majestic draw. Anyway, we get to about our 7th hole, Chris, or so, and it's the long drive. There's 2 different long drive holes. One, it's as simple as, like, if you hit it the farthest, you plant the stake in there and write your name at the top. That's the standard long drive hole. This one had a shot tracer like golf on TV does. And there were 2 parts to this. One, you were supposed to predict how far you were going to drive. So you go, I can hit it 220. And if you hit it 220, you were the most accurate predictor of your drive. And then there was the longest drive, but it had to be in the fairway. So it's like, okay, got it. Makes sense. And I was hitting last a lot of times in our group. So guys were going 270, 260, 280. That's what they said they were hitting. And they all hit pretty well, but none of them hit it in the fairway. But they were all kind of really swinging hard. And the guy kept saying that. He's like, guys, you're swinging too hard. So I'm like, all right. And I don't swing that hard anyway. And I'm like, well, it's fine. I'm going to just try to win the accuracy thing and predict my, these guys are all doing 270, 280. One, I think, said 290. I'm like, sheesh. And they could smack the golf ball. So it comes to my turn, and I'm like, I'm thinking 220. But I go, you know what? I'm going to say 230. I'm going to hit this one good. I've been hitting the ball pretty well on this day. I'm going to say 230. And they said, all right, 230 is your guess. I said, yep. And so I hit it, and I hit one dead straight, hit it good. And they're all watching the shot tracer, and the guy goes, and the high board on the long drive was 255 because it also has to be in the middle. And I'm going, well, I'm not going to beat that, but I'll do 230. It's fine. So I hit it, boom, I hit it good. I go, I think that's right around, that's going to be really close to 230. And they say 272. And I saw Chris right there go, what? I go, exactly what I said. I go, I did not hit it 272. I can't hit it 272. And then they're all looking at the shot tracer like, yeah, it's 272. It carried 230 something and rolled to 272. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way I hit it that far. So immediately they erase the first name on the board, move it to second, put my name up there. I'm like, I'm taking this picture because one, I know I'm not going to win. There's, Bobby Jackson's behind me. There's big hitters behind me.
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy.
But I also don't believe it. And so Navarro then hits a second one just because he's like, I didn't like my first one. I hit a second one. And he hits it great, but then it starts to fade at the end and it's off the fairway, but it's up this hill. And the shot tracer says like 257. I'm going, it's literally went farther than my ball. And they're like, you'll see when you get down there, it's a little deceptive. You're going to be further up than him. And I'm like, no, I mean, okay, I'll trust you guys. We get up there, Chris. Navarro's like 20 yards farther ahead. Like, I don't think it worked. But I took that picture and said, what in the world? There's no way. There's just no way. But, and the funny thing is, so I play a decent amount of times with the G-Man, maybe Frank LaRosa. Scott Marsh.
Bump your booty out there, brother.
And so I saw them after, and of course they see my name on this board, and they're G-Man's
Jason
group.
crushed it.
I saw a couple guys that I met from G-Man's group later. They're like, we saw you on the long drive. We couldn't believe. G-Man was like, I don't believe that. I go, I don't either, G-Man. I don't either. I didn't lie about it. I wrote what they said down. But and Frank was like, how in the heck did you? And I'm like, I don't know. Didn't win it, which was okay. But it was almost better that I didn't win it, that I got the picture when I was in first, that those guys saw it. I think when they saw it, I was already moved to second. But I don't know how long I even stayed on the top of that board. But did make a lot of sense. But
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Pretty much. But we had a great time. Good cause out there. Good group of people out there. A lot of fun. And I told my because the group was, Jonathan Gonzalez, who I know is a client here and a sponsor and has done endorsements here. The other two guys were clients, and Scott Navarro. And I told him the story, Chris, about, I enjoy playing in these things, but when the term celebrity, like I'm the celebrity of the group, I'm like, good, these are clients. This is fine. People aren't really like gonna, but I said, one time I was playing one of these years ago, 10 holes in, group of great guys. Marshall comes by. How's everything going? Great. The only thing is we didn't get a celebrity. And I was like, oh, just crushing to the soul. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. I know there's all these great people here, but you got me. And then they felt badly, but whatever. So I just told them the story, and we were getting to one of the holes, and there's a lady taking pictures, and she goes, oh, you guys didn't get a celebrity? And I'm like, see, told you it happens. Oh, just right to the heart. They said, no, but you got a long drive champion. No, not even that. The rest of the weekend was fun. Saturday, went to over to Hornet Stadium, part of the Sac State football scrimmage. They're only a couple weeks out from their first game. And then first trip to the venue, Chris, Def Leppard. The venue's awesome.
It is.
It's really cool. I heard good things. Wasn't sure, but it's great. Sounds great in there. Really cool building, cool facility. I'll talk about the concert, I guess, a little bit throughout the show, but good show. I knew a lot of their songs. Wasn't sure how many I knew. They started with like 5 bangers right off the top, maybe 7. Like, man, I know a lot more songs than I thought. Then they went into a little bit of a different space for a while.
We want to play some of our new hits, California.
No, what was his thing? He's like, Lincoln, how are you? I'm like, we are. It's Lincoln. I mean, it's not wrong, but I'm like, could he said Roseville, Greater Sacramento area? I don't know. It was fine. And then he said Lincoln a couple times, and wherever you have traveled from, which was good. And then they finished with like 5 more smash hits. And, the classic move, they hadn't played Pour Some Sugar on Me, and the lady next to me said, like, they were done. She goes, they got to come back. They got to come back with Pour Some Sugar. I'm like, I'm sure they are. They played one other song, Hysteria, that was from one of their albums, and then finished with Pour Some Sugar on Me. And then, you're exiting. So we thought we let the place empty out quite a bit. It's like, good. We'll be able to get right out here. Well, we were at the top, get down to the next level. It's like, man, double the amount of people, go down to the bottom level, quadruple the amount of people. Everybody's funneling out, and it's like so smart, obviously, but they get you right back into the casino. And that's where I donated some money to Thunder Valley. You got me this time. Oh, man,
I'm out of cash.
Got me this time, Thunder Valley. Until we meet again. So we will go over that. We'll go over our weekend from sports, the sports weekend that had some preseason football. We had some baseball. We had some hot temps. How'd you deal with the heat yesterday?
Stayed inside.
The whole day?
Yeah, why would I go out?
I don't know. I'm melting. It was hot. I'm not gonna deny that. What was the amount of time you spent outside? Any amount? Early in the day, late in the night?
I guess early in the day.
Yeah, the tricky thing about Sacramento is what would your guess be, Chris, of the peak hot time of day, roughly, in your experience?
5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's between 4. I was gonna say 4 and 6. And we had some family up here, I don't know, months ago, early, maybe it's June, and they're from LA. And they're like, oh, well, maybe we'll, and it was one of the warmer weekends, not certainly like we just had.
Gross.
And they're like, no, we should go. They wanted to play pickleball. This was months ago. I'm like, let's go later in the afternoon. I'm like, no, that's the hottest time here. And they're like, no, it's not. I go, I'm telling you, if you want to play, we should play closer to 10 to 2 than 2 to 6. And they're like, because they were thinking, let's go like 3:30 or 4. And it'll be nice. I'm like, nope, that's not the way it works here for whatever reason. But in LA, it's more that way. Or like noon to 1 is the hottest time of day, and then starts to cool down. But here, not the case. And yesterday, man, it was a toaster. And even to the point where that Sac State scrimmage on Saturday, they moved it back. It was supposed to be 4 to 6. I think they moved it closer to 6 to 8, and ended up starting closer to 7. It still was warm. I mean, you can't dodge this heat. But hopefully, everybody, it's gonna be a little bit of a warm week. Maybe not as bad as the weekend, I think. Is that right? I missed our weather report earlier in the day. But stay cool, stay comfy, stay hydrated. I got my whiskey here. We're ready to go. So let's do it. It is a Monday. Happy birthday to Carmichael Dave. I think he was on the chat here. Yeah, he is. Happy birthday to Dave. We wish him the best. His Chris, you had this birthday year. We'll let you spoil celebrity birthdays. How old is Dave today?
66.
66. Didn't you have a rhyme for that? I thought I got a card when I turned that.
Roses are red. Candles have wicks. Dave doesn't look a day over 66.
Happy birthday, Dave. Happy birthday. He does look really good for 66, I have to admit. All right, let's get you started with leading off.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
I gotta make sure my yep, there we go. That is muted. Here we go.
Watkins to the left. Jones under center and first to go from the 5. Give it to Taylor, bouncing it outside of the 5. The 4, the 3, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers.
Hey, remember when the Niners were up early in that preseason game? I bet my household income, all of it, and the house on the 49ers to beat the Broncos. So anybody looking for roommates, you can take our family in. Preseason football. We will be going over this multiple times today about the 49ers. Some good, some bad, some ugly. Again, tough to evaluate preseason when I think conservatively the Niners had 2 to 3 starters playing. The big names you would expect, and you will see a lot on Sundays throughout the year, Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, whenever they play all year long. McCaffrey, Purdy, Kittle, Ayuk, Trent Williams, Bosa, Warner. That's just a small sample of guys that did not play. But Mac Jones, who will likely be QB2, will played. Had some good throws, had a pick that was actually a really good interception. But we'll go over the Niners in detail. Got off to a decent start. Some of that early defense looked good. And then really, I mean, the game part of the game, like the actual outcome, was decided in the late first half when the Niners were ahead. Gave up a touchdown that was reviewed multiple times, a catch at the pylon. And then a quick offensive possession then goes right back to the Broncos, and they scored again, another score. So, like, they flipped it on the Niners really fast. Score in the preseason doesn't matter much. I know they got value in playing Denver in a practice and worked out with them before the game. During the week, I should say, and then they actually have the game. Next up, the Niners will play the Raiders, preseason game number 2. But still a few weeks away, more camp, more practice, more reps. But the Niners, again, have a favorable schedule on paper going into the year. And if their guys, those guys that I mentioned, like that group, if you get a majority of the games played where Purdy's your quarterback, McCaffrey's running, Williams is blocking, Ayuk's your primary receiver, Kittle, your tight end, that's, future Hall of Famer. I said Trent Williams blocking. Let's see, Warner headlining your defense, Bosa on the pass rush. If those guys play the majority of the games, that's one of the better teams in the NFC. It still is. I know last year was bad, really bad. I feel like that was a blip, but we'll talk about that throughout the show. But that is the Niners losing their first preseason game. Doesn't matter much about the outcome, but some of the things inside the game we'll discuss as the show goes on. Let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
catch. So Willie McIver, he swings at it into left field, and that's going to drop down. Here comes the tying run in Hernandez. Lawrence Butler flying behind him, and he's going to go home. Can he get around it? He does. A's take the lead 3-2.
Nice comeback for the A's, 3-2, a game in which the A's haven't won a lot of one-run games this year. They had a good road trip. That was kind of a swing game for the road trip. Would have been fine had they lost, but even better that they won. They've been hot as of late. 4-2 trip, 11-5 in their last 16. Again, a team that, as far as postseason is concerned, it's not happening. But, they just got to keep building and keep working and keep having feel-good moments and getting different guys to contribute. I mean, McIver, backup catcher, they gave the day off to Langoliers, or at least from behind the dish, and McIver came through. And A's only had 6 hits, but they pitched well and they gave up 5 hits. And you also hope, when you trade a guy like Mason Miller, that you can find an answer. That's what they're trying to do to me the rest of this season, is find answers in the bullpen. Alvarado came in and pitched really well, went over an inning. I think it was an inning and 2/3, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yep, inning and 2/3. Besides his 2 walks, didn't give up a hit, struck out 2, and helped close the deal there. And in fact, got his first win. So that was good. But the Knights come from behind, scoring 2 in the 9th. You don't win a lot of games like that. Oh, yeah, Langoliers had the day off behind the dish, but he did DH. That's right. But timely hits, McIver driving in the 2. And, look, 53 and 67. Not going to blow anyone away, and you can't take it away, but just that absolutely brutal stretch in the early part of May to the first part of June where they lost something like 20 of 21 just completely crushed the season. And looking back, if that could have been, even a losing record, but winning, going 7-14, I mean, what a difference that would be. You'd have 6 more wins at 59, 6 less losses, 61. That'd be 59 and 61. I mean, if we could take 1 more, make it 8, then you're 60 and 60, 123. I think there'd be a lot more encouraging feel for that. But look, they're playing better baseball now, which is what you want at the end of the season. They still have a few guys injured, but they are developing guys right in front of our eyes. And their first season in Sacramento, we talked a lot about that on Friday, what it's meant to you, what it's meant to them. And, they got a couple more years here. And I still hope in this run, however long it is here, that, and I hope it stays, but, look, you gotta keep going year by year here and play through things. But I hope there's a time where they really are, like at this time of year in August, in the race, in playing meaningful baseball games at the end of the year, and where, situations are important, and lineups that they put in every day, and bullpen decisions and managerial decisions and roster moves. All these things will be critical to their success. I hope they have that in their at least scheduled time in Sacramento. That's what I really would like to see. So we'll get a little more A's throughout the show, but the A's finished the road trip 4-2, 11-5 in their last 16. All right, let's get to leading off number 3.
Cut number 3.
Strikeout number 3,500. And he strikes out the side.
Pretty cool moment there yesterday for Justin Verlander. Now, Justin Verlander's season as a Giant. Woof. Giants give up 17 hits, 8 runs. Verlander strikes out 6, but 5 innings, 11 hits, 5 earned. Gave up a home run. ERA is at 4.53. Record is now 1-9. Not what the Giants envisioned. Not what Verlander envisioned. I'd said a few starts back he had a tough luck loss, but I said, ooh, there's some elements here. This is starting to look like the old Justin Verlander. Giants lose, drop to 59-59. And this was a team that had higher hopes for sure as this season was going on. And now the latest up-to-the-minute wild card picture, the Giants are 6th. So 3 teams make the wild card. Cubs are in good shape. Padres in really good shape. Mets are there in the last spot. But the problem for the Giants is the Reds are closer than them. The Cardinals are closer than them. And then the Giants at 59 and 59. This team was, 2 games out of the Dodgers when they made the trade for Devers. That was supposed to be the big move, and he hasn't performed as they had hoped. And the Giants haven't performed as they had hoped. And as you look ahead for the Giants, they start a series tonight with the Padres. So a team that's, and really what they've got is the Padres, Tampa Bay Padres, then Milwaukee, best record in baseball, then the Cubs. So their next 5 series, Padres, Tampa Bay, San Diego again, Milwaukee, then Chicago. And that'll take you to the end of the month. And then we're down to baseball's final month. And there's 2 series in there with the Dodgers, 2 series in there with the Cardinals, 2 series in there with the Diamondbacks, 2 series with Colorado, and 1 with Baltimore. Series and games are winding down. Their season is winding down, and 59 to 59. Maybe where some of you thought they would be, but after where they started, clearly it's been a disappointment. We'll get into that a little bit more throughout the show. We've got some Kings conversation, including Domantas Sabonis speaking at his camp yesterday. Jonathan Kuminga, Josh Giddey, those rumors are still out there. NFL preseason 1 takeaways, 49er takeaways from their first preseason game, and 3 for Madness. We've got celebrity birthdays, all sorts of regular things, streaking, all that. But up next, safe or out as we get started on the Carmichael Dave birthday edition. His birthday today. Wish him a happy birthday if you get a chance to, as we get started here on a Monday on Sacktown Sports.
The Allen Styles Show.
But it's very simple. Jonathan Kuminga is sitting there saying, y'all wasted my time for 4 years. Now I'm going to waste your time. I'm going to waste your time now. You thought that your time was more valuable than my time.
You can listen to the Allen Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Man, look at that Return of the Old King, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The Vegas? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. All episodes now streaming on Hulu. Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity, introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, the accolades keep coming in for A's first baseman Nick Kurtz. Based on batting almost 400 with a slugging percentage of nearly 1,000 in July, he becomes the 10th player to be named Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same calendar month, joining the likes of Buster Posey, Mike Trout, and Aaron Judge.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy, how do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York. and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Les Schwab Tire Centers and Bare Bones Workwear. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, safe or out time. Some baseball here on this Monday, August 11th, better known as Carmichael Dave's birthday. That's what it's known by. Put it in your calendar. Make sure you know. He loves birthdays. Chris, safe or out? Question 1.
Mariano Rivera tore his Achilles at the Yankees old-timers game. Safe or out? They should not have these games anymore.
Well, I think that's a little unfair because even my guy, someone left me. Is this from the card show?
I think that's from Pat.
Is it from Pat?
I think so.
All right. Greg Nettles from the Padres nearing the end of his career baseball card.
Gross.
Why? Explain yourself. Why gross?
I just didn't like him as a person.
Wow. Well, he was back at the old timers game at the age of 80 this weekend.
Whoa.
And it's the first time apparently he'd been back in like 15 years. So I don't know what happened in that little gap. But no, this is just rotten.
Had a fight with somebody?
Yeah, he just punched George Brett. Probably deserved it. Maybe Bill Lee. Maybe anyone else he could punch. There's a puncher. Chris, you have a family of boxers. You should respect that.
They weren't on the baseball field.
Yeah, but maybe they deserved it. But wait, I'm a coach. I don't know how the form was. I mean, you're boxing now. I'm sure you can respect. You're ready to go. You want to take on Allen someday?
Oh, that would be easy for me.
Light work.
When
are we going to have the KHDK boxing match?
He said he doesn't want to do it. So.
Oh. Do you think someone would be willing to take you on?
I'm sure.
Who?
I don't know.
From this staff, someone would be willing to take you on?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I could say something to get somebody.
Well, I know you can, but then is it going to get them fired up and then you just show them your moves and they're like, yeah, I'll bow out. I'll flop. All right, Chris, just take one swing and I'll take a fall. Take a fall for the squad. I think this is just rotten luck. I mean, it's obviously terrible luck for Mariano Rivera. Got a hit off Andy Pettit. Roger Clemens was there. He was playing in the old timers game. I think this is a day that a lot of Yankee fans look forward to. I just think it was rotten luck. It's too bad that happened, that he tore his Achilles. I think they said it was when he jumped off the mound for a play, but that just stinks. Really bad situation. Hopefully a speedy recovery ahead for Mariano Rivera, one of the all-time greats, him and Greg Nettles in Yankees history. All right, and they were honoring the 2000 Yankees World Series team, so it had been 25 years since And like Joe Torre was there, Posada, Rivera, Pettit, lots of legends. Bernie Williams. All right, let's get to safer out number 2.
A's infielder Carlos Cortez played 2 positions and played them as a switch fielder. Played right field lefty and then third base righty. Safer out. This is amazingly cool.
It is amazingly cool. We're going to go with safe. Saw that story yesterday. So it's always been like, for example, on his baseball card, switch fielder, which we don't hear that a lot. They're switch hitters. He can throw with both arms. And he was playing right field, had the glove on what would be his right hand, so he could throw lefty. And they were out of infielders, basically, yesterday. So he needed to come in, and he's played second base, but he needed to play third base, a position he hasn't played a lot. He said after the game he was less worried about it because the Orioles had a bunch of lefties coming up. Doesn't mean the ball, hey, the unwritten rule of baseball, when you get put into a position that you don't want to be in, the ball finds you. That didn't find him at all. But I still think the premise of that is really cool. And it's got to be like hitting a little bit where you've got an arm that you're better at, that you're just more dominant. Could you ever switch hit, Chris?
No.
No? Did you ever? I'm sure you tried to hit lefty before.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
It was bad. Yeah. I got to a spot where I could hit pretty well lefty. I never did it in a game, but I took a lot of batting practice lefty. And it's one of those things, man, my swing is way more of a natural uppercut, and I felt like I had more power. But I just didn't know that I would, if I could consistently connect. I think I would have been a lot of swing and miss. Not that I was that productive righty, but I think it would have been better. But to do a right-handed throw and a left-handed throw, now that'll goof around in here. If we have that little Nerf football or whatever, I can throw it lefty, but not for any kind of distance. That's impressive to me. So good work for Mr. Cortez. All right, let's get to question 3.
The Seattle Mariners retired Ichiro Suzuki's number and promised him a future statue out front of the stadium. Safer out. The Mariners are doing this right.
Of course. It's the year of Ichiro. Hall of Fame. So you get that acknowledgement. Then you have a day where, by the way, the team is on fire, and so is Cal Raleigh. One of the guys in the MVP race.
I'd say the guy.
Oh, the guy. Chris says the guy. Hit another homer yesterday. I think they've won 6-7 in a row. But yeah, make it an Ichiro day on the weekend. So you get everybody out there that loves Ichiro. I even saw where they even had exclusive tickets. They actually printed out tickets. Ichiro signed a few of those. So that's another collector's item. And then, yeah, Ichiro, it deserves more than just a jersey retired. He's getting a statue. So then you can have another day for Ichiro. And I think right now they've got Edgar Martinez with a statue in Seattle, Ken Griffey Jr., and longtime announcer Dave Niehaus. So, yeah, makes sense. More love, more for Ichiro. That's a community that loves him. Really, they're not alone. I think Ichiro, like the Q rating, whatever that means, like who doesn't like Ichiro? I think there's baseball players that can be controversial, and maybe you don't like Dodgers or Yankees. I feel like Seattle's enough of a team. I know, Chris, you don't like the city, but
I don't like the people.
The people. It's just the people. You know what? It's just the people of Seattle I don't like. Let's get it straight. But who doesn't like Ichiro? I mean, I think he's got to have a popularity that's way up there. I think everybody likes him. Seattle adores him. And yeah, go ahead and take the time. Have Ichiro Jersey Day, have Ichiro Hall of Fame Day, and then have Ichiro Statue Day. He deserves it. They're doing it right. That is safe, safe, safe. Beyond safe. All right, so that is safer out. We've done leading off. We got much more show to get to at the top of the hour 3 for Madness, including the NBA on Friday, kind of sneaking that out on us, releasing opening night, releasing the Christmas schedule. We'll talk about that. We got some quotes from Domantas Sabonis as the show rolls along. When we come back, though, some first thoughts about the 49ers preseason debut against Denver. They lost, but what we like, what we didn't. We'll get into that and more straight ahead here on Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Man, look at that return of that old King, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The Vegas? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
High voltage live boxing action returns to the venue on September 6th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown with 6 big fights on the bill featuring local lightweight standout Kyle Lockenlally, who enters the ring undefeated. And don't miss a big heavyweight showdown with Chinese heavyweight Junglong Singh and Sacktown's own Vikas Diaw. Thunder Showdown coming September 6th to the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Fight card subject to change.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Lesh Schwab Tire Centers and Bare Bones Workwear. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
That's right. Dave's back next Tuesday, celebrating his birthday today on his fishing trip with his dad. And Dave will be back, so we wish him a happy birthday. And he's back with us next week. Jason Ross, Jason Ross and Christopher Ladd here on this Monday morning. For those of you on YouTube,
Dave does not like that joke.
He'll
be back next week, and maybe
he doesn't.
No,
he's let you know.
Yes.
Okay. Because he's been on our chat, me, you, and him chat this morning. I like how you have wished him a happy birthday, and others have believed what you have said as far as his age. But it is his birthday today. Happy birthday to Dave. If you are on our YouTube, good morning. Hello. Thank you for being there. Hit that thumbs up button while you're there. We appreciate that immensely. Thank you so much. The powers that be, whatever that means, they thank you. Algorithm likes it as well. So hit that thumbs up. The text line is always available for you, 916-339-1140. First text of the day. This was a while back. Where was this? Oh, yeah. Went and saw Primus on Friday at Channel 24. Super awesome venue. My first time there, too. I think you were the first person I heard mention that.
Yeah, and it came out of nowhere for me. Someone was just like, I think like Bruno Mars opened it or something like
Seriously?
that. It was something crazy like that.
Is it brand new?
Yeah.
I have no idea, like, the size of the of that place, of Channel 24. Look it up here. Channel 24. Okay, here we go. Founded in 2025. 2,150. Okay, that's cool. So good little the picture looks great. So you have like a second level there, maybe even a third that looks over like a balcony, and then kind of that center stage area, the floor level. Yeah, it looks good. Speaking of that, I mentioned earlier, Chris, I went to Def Leppard at the venue this weekend. Fun. Good show. They did a great job. I found myself getting caught up in the crowd a little bit and people watching because there's just stuff going on around us. I don't know how else to explain.
I'm guessing you saw like probably a couple there that this is their 80th Def Leppard show.
Probably. I felt like there were people that were fully decked out in Def Leppard gear. Others that I'm like, it was an odd collection of age because I felt like there was kind of a young group that was there that I was a little surprised by. And then you would expect the 45, 50 to 65-ish range, so like a lot of Def Leppard fans, but that middle gap was seemingly missing. But where I was sitting, and I don't know, what's the protocol on this, Chris? Because you're going to a concert coming up soon at Oasis in the Rose Bowl. Maybe. So where we were sitting is fine. The venue's great. We were up at the top, and that was fine. But you're watching the big screens a lot, and the music, I mean, you're listening to the show as much as watching it. But at one point, maybe 3/4 of the way into the concert, there was a lady 2 rows in front of me, but there was a gap. There was like the aisle there, and from what my perception was, this lady was in the front row of her little. I think there was one section of seats there, I think, and she stood up because the song moved her, and that's fine. It's like, okay. And then she stayed standing, and it happened to be right in my line of view, but that was fine. It wasn't bothering me because I'm watching the monitor a lot. But boy, did it tick off the guy in front of me like he was going off. He was yelling at her, sit out. But she couldn't. I mean, it's so loud in there. She couldn't. He's trying to stop people that are walking in the aisle in front of him, like, get her, tell her to sit down. He's just yelling. And now I'm consumed by this because it's really bothering this guy, which is now kind of bothering me. And a security guy walks by and he's like, I'm going to tell someone, because I'm looking around at our level. There's a lot of people standing up. Then her significant other, boyfriend, I have no idea who it is. He's up. So now there's 2 people blocking this guy. And then they turn around towards us to take the selfie. And now my guy's standing up because he's trying to get their attention. He's like, sit down. He's totally yelling it, and I can hear him, and he's facing them. And they never saw him, and they stood the rest of the concert. And he was miserable. And I don't know what's the
no, at a concert
you can kind of stand, can't you?
Yeah, you can stand the entire show.
Yeah, okay.
If you're at your seat and you're not like in an aisle or anything like that.
Yeah. Now, I would say, to my knowledge, from what I could see, and I don't know this to be true, but I think that was the only row. So you're going, nobody's in front of you. You don't have to do it. But I mean, I have no issue with it. But I don't know what the right thing is because, like I said, in my area, there's people behind me and they're standing in the middle of an aisle or standing in there. I'm like, if you stand, you stand.
It's one of the things, like if you want to sit, then you got to know that someone's going to be standing in front of you.
You're also listening to the music. You can still hear it. You can't. I mean, he couldn't see the stage, like the singer singing at the front of the stage, but there's two giant monitors that you can see up close their face and how they're singing.
Well, the thing is, too, is some of my worst experiences at like a live event are at casinos. And I'm not saying this is like a Thunder Valley thing. This is like casinos overall, because a lot of what they do for like their higher rollers is give them free seats. And it sounds almost like that's one of those guys of this is something that he's not even sure he wants to be at. But at the same time, everything needs to be for his benefit.
Yeah.
And the way he wants it. And that's what you get with like a lot of like comp seats type of thing.
Yeah, and you're right. I don't know how it was there, but I'm thinking of sporting events. I guess the same thing can happen. Now, that feels a little different because literally you're trying to watch the field, the court, the diamond.
Oh, we've seen a guy stand the entire game, which was wild.
I was getting so mad at that, and it was behind me and to my left, and they were standing in front of you. And it's like, that's the one I would say. This is going to be a stereotype. So obviously stereotypes are not all true, but I feel like there are more and more people in this day and age that are not socially aware of just like their abouts. Like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I was standing up and then, all right, I'll sit down. But you didn't know, you didn't know you were standing up. You have no idea you're blocking somebody. None. Just like that to me is the part that I don't understand. I'm very aware of my surroundings and like, oh shoot, like I want to see, or if I'm at a football game, I know I've been at the Rose Bowl many times, like, man, people are standing up. Or if I can find a little space, like, and I'm maybe not totally standing up or I'm on the edge of my chair, I'm like, no, I can see the game here. I don't want to. And then like, if you stand up, then the next, it just, why is everybody standing up? You know, that kind of thing.
Old man Ross now.
Is that old man?
Yeah.
Really?
So like that situation
at a game,
like if everyone's
up, that's different. But sometimes they're up
now, like the guy that's just like standing there just to stand there.
Right. That's generally what
and
started.
Like the thing too is I can't 100% be against him because he was like the last person in a row. I'm guessing that was like he knew that was the last seat that he can grab. And from what I'm guessing like when he watches a game, like no matter where he's at, if he's watching on TV, he's standing type of thing.
Maybe.
So my thinking is he got that seat. Like I'm not going to be in any way. So this way he could stand and watch a game.
But not a courtesy turnaround.
No.
Like, am I blocking anybody? Oh, I am. I'm sorry.
And then on top of that, what he pays for a ticket.
True. The concert one didn't bother me as much, with the exception of how much it bothered this guy.
Yeah, concert.
You're listening to the music.
You go in knowing that there's a chance that people are going to be standing the entire show.
Yeah, and you have to be you have to get comfortable with someone maybe dancing around you that's had a few or isn't the best dancer or whatever. They're enjoying the show like that. I mean, it's a great people watching place. Concerts, because you see all sorts of things, but games I feel like are different. Like, okay, I went to the A's game with you, I don't know, now it's been a couple months ago, and where we sit, it's the last row of there's only really the lower bowl at Sutter Health Park, but I think technically we could probably stand there. And there's people behind us, but I don't even think, because they're on the concourse, I don't even think we'd be blocking them, but we don't need to stand. And there's very few times where people are standing, with the exception of, it's the last pitch or a big moment or a Kings games, it's timeout, final possession, everybody's up. Totally understandable. But if it's like the first quarter and you're standing and blocking people, I don't know. I feel like just in general, I know this is concert or game etiquette, but Chris, wouldn't you agree, like the socially, where this could go to driving, the grocery store, the airport, just like, what are people doing these days? Is that old man? I guess it's sounding like old man. That's fine. I'll wear that.
I think everything now feels like it's made specifically for you.
And so people
kind of forget.
Yeah. I had one
society
2 weeks ago. I was flying from here to LA just for the day. You go down there for my mom's event. And if anybody's been to Sacramento Airport, there's the tram. You take the tram. And there was me and actually two other people that had just missed the tram. So the next one's coming. We walk to the other side and we get right in front of the door, almost like a half circle around the door. So we're clearly the first people there. And these two ladies, we see them come up and they're just talking and they're having a good time. And I figure they're going to get right behind us. They split us and walked right in front of us and got like this close to the door. And like the three of us who didn't know each other all looked at each other like, what was that? Why we weren't here? And it was their world and they got on first. Heaven forbid. Anyway, well, thank you for the word on concert etiquette. But anyway, good show by Def Leppard this weekend. All right, when we come back, 3 for Madness. Let's get into it. We got a lot to cover here, including the NBA schedule. It's going to be released this week. We got a little preview on Friday with the Christmas games and the opening night. We'll get into that and a couple more questions in 3 for Madness straight ahead right here on Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys.
Somebody from the 916, Whitey. Tell me the last time we had an athletic front court. JT and Keegan Murray, a top 10 power forward, small forward combo. You buying that? No, you can't. Why you give me that 10? I mean, let's slow down. He's not even here yet. Right. He doesn't even play here.
You can listen to The Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Get early access to Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. 25% off the i8 bed, our most popular. Plus free home delivery. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and essentially located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity, introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, the accolades keep coming coming in for A's first baseman Nick Kurtz. Based on batting almost 400 with a slugging percentage of nearly 1,000 in July, he becomes the 10th player to be named Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same calendar month, joining the likes of Buster Posey, Mike Trout, and Aaron Judge.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy, how do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
You drove the miles and your tires are done. Got to shop the best prices under the sun at Big O. Big O Tires.
Shop top brand tires with the lowest tire price guarantee and visit your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through September 1st, get $80 to $120 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexit, Nitto, or Sumitomo brand tires with installation purchase. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, 3 for Madness coming your way here in just one moment. Wanted to clean up a few texts based on what we were saying in the last segment, Chris. Let's see. From the 916, I had 4 guys standing like the king of the hill at wrestling the entire show in Grass Valley. Okay, standing in front of them. Amen, brother. Young people are not courteous of anybody else. Girls standing in the middle of the aisles at Disneyland taking selfies, blocking everybody until I yelled at them.
It's not young people.
Yeah, it's everybody.
It's everybody.
And then others, people lack consideration of others. I would say yes. Again, generalization. Had a guy upset because a group of 5 stood in front of him and was dancing at the Elton John concert. From our seats, Elton was about 2 inches tall. Everyone was watching the screen, which he had a clear view of. This was at Levi Stadium. He ended up moving. And then from the 209, also in the new Naked Gun movie, did you guys notice the slight references to the first movie? Yeah. Couple things.
The one, it didn't seem like a lot of people got the beaver part.
Yeah. That, and then obviously tip to, there was a really short cameo to Priscilla Presley.
Yeah.
There was references to everybody's father. A few things. I mean, Chris has seen it 3 times, so he's probably going to write the book on it. But is there a 4th appearance, a 4th viewing coming?
Not anytime soon.
Okay. Unplanned, but you never know. I did see over the weekend, I don't know what channel is showing that, but Naked Gun 2.5.
Solid one.
That was one. That was on with Goulet.
Something fun.
Yeah. We're going to handle this like mature adults that we are. Right, Mr. Poopy Pants?
I've been swimming in raw sewage. I love
it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Appreciate it. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud on Carmichael Dave's birthday today. Happy birthday to Dave. But let's do it, Chris. Let's start with 3 for Madness. Question number 1.
Before the Rams and Cowboys preseason game yesterday, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott told members of the Rams brass, "We will see you in the NFC Championship game." Why do you think he did that?
That's a good question. Why? Why, Dak? Why put that on you? Now, again, it's kind of one of those things where maybe he knew he was on camera, maybe not. Not a huge deal there. I don't mind. I am one of those that like, hey, speak it into existence, and maybe it'll come. We know that Doug Christie's a believer on that. I mean, famously, I was on the afternoon show with him, and we were talking to the great Mark Spears about many things. And Doug, at that time, was the TV analyst and afternoon show co-host. He and I were doing the show together. And Chris, do you happen to have that audio? Well, sometimes you got to speak things into existence and they could come true. Let's hear how that played out.
NBA world champion Sacramento Kings.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Well, you have to speak it into existence to get everybody to feel you. Well, Mr. Prescott, by saying that, the Rams, I think, are a team certainly that can get there. I think the question is your team, the Dallas Cowboys. Factually, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Cowboys have the longest drought of any NFC team of making the NFC Championship game. 96, I believe. So doesn't mean it can't happen. Streaks are made to be broken, and Cowboys have a ways to go, though. I want to figure out a few things, the Micah Parsons situation, amongst others. I don't know. I'm never, when I remember back to this season, NBA season, a lot of people gave grief to someone like Draymond Green on the All-Star set when he's like, I think we're going to make the championship. And he's like, no, second, I was wrong. We are going to make the championship. Now, they didn't. I mean, yeah, sure, you can kill him for that if you want, whatever. But I think the point of what he was saying is that how he felt what Jimmy Butler was bringing was something that team, and he would know from experience, was missing. And so, hey, I'm going to go ahead and put my neck out there and put us on the line and say, look, we're going to be good enough, and we're going to do it. Now, I think that can give your team confidence, your fans confidence, your organization, all that. Ultimately, they didn't, and you move on. So it's hard. It's difficult to get all the way through and to win a championship and to get there. Just like the Cowboys, they've been a pretty good team. Haven't been great, but they've been pretty good, and they haven't been able to break through. So I think that's more of, hey, I'm talking to the brass of the Rams, and, hey, we'll see you in the championship. That's fine. I don't make too much of it. I like the thought of speaking it into existence. But, if I'm predicting, no, I don't think the Cowboys will be there. But that's why you play it. You got to see if they can back it up and prove it and get there. All right, let's get to question number 2.
Question 2.
The Yankees and Mets are both currently in the final wild card spots in the AL and NL. How much trouble is New York baseball in right now?
Well, let's start with the Bombers, the New York Yankees. They haven't played well for a long time. They're 62-56, 6 games above 500. It's not.
It was great.
It's great to have them in the playoffs.
Kind of. Barely.
Hanging on. Lost again yesterday with one of their better pitchers pitching in Max Fried.
It was great.
Remember we just talked about like social awareness and
yeah, I'm very aware of this.
Being courteous. They got a half game lead on the Guardians, 2.5 on Texas. They're 2.5 back of the Red Sox. Now 3.5 back of the Mariners. They're just not playing very good baseball. They do have Aaron Judge back. That should help. Aaron Boone got ejected again yesterday. I think it's the 5th or 6th time this year. He's frustrated. The team's frustrated. Since the trade deadline when they made all the bullpen moves, the bullpen's been awful. The new guys have been terrible that they've added. Duvall, and the other 2 that they've added, it's been bad. It's been really bad. So they've got bullpen issues. They got fielding issues. So the Yankees side of things, it's bad, but they're currently in that final spot. Now the National League, the Mets are in the final spot. They're still 8 games above 500, but they've just lost 7 games in a row. They're 1-9 in their last 10. They've got to be frustrated. They've got a little more clearance than the Yankees. They're 1.5 games up on the Reds and then 3.5 of the Cardinals, 4 on the Giants. But they're 3 back of the Padres and 4.5 back of the Cubs. Both teams have spent a lot of money. Both teams have high expectations. I mean, the Mets getting Soto from the Yankees was their big move. He's now all of a sudden putting together a really good season. But these 2 teams didn't do this just to be, back into the wild card teams or miss out on the playoffs. The Yankees are coming off a World Series appearance. Mets have spent a ton of money the last couple of years, and they have huge expectations. So baseball in New York is important to that city. They've got great turnout, great fan bases. But I wouldn't say they're in trouble yet, but they're flirting with it, that's for sure, by just being on the very edge of what would be the postseason right now. So we'll see how it goes. Still about 40 games or so left. And each team needs to figure it out here. And obviously, you still have time to do that. And if you play your best baseball at the end of September, none of this may matter, but you just have less room for error at this point. All right, let's get to 3 for Madness, number 3.
Question 3.
The NBA schedule is set to come out later this week, but we got a brief preview of opening night and the Christmas slate. What does the NBA schedule release mean to you?
So I know people have talked about this before. Every year it comes out. It's like, okay, big deal, the NBA schedule, because we will make a big deal about it when it comes out. And for me, that's someone that, works all the games. It is important. It's more of, it becomes my schedule for the next 6 months. I mean, I always look at the key things. Well, we know the Kings aren't playing on Christmas, but are likely, I'm going to guess, at home the day after Christmas. That seems to be the trend. But what are they? Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's? What are the quirks of the schedule? The first game, the first home game, the last game, long road trips, just problematic things. I'll look at, comparing the schedule with Sac State's football schedule. Where are my conflicts? Where are the weeks that, oh my goodness, they play a bunch of games, maybe 4 games, 3 games during the week at 7 or 7:30. Those are going to be tough turnarounds for the morning show. I mean, I kind of look at all of that, and it may not be that big of a deal to anyone else, but for me, it's that as a ticket holder too. It's like, all right, which games do the group that we do tickets with that they want? It's just kind of a planning thing, even though I would say I'm not the biggest planner. I'm more of a, I want to be aware of what's coming up, what the schedule looks like. And then I'm more of I'm in between a planner and a go with the flow. Like there's some people that are strictly planned. I plan everything up to the minute, up to the date. This is what we've got going. I could tell you, hey, what I'm doing on April 3rd versus, but like I could now tell you what I'm doing on April. Oh, no, I can't do it because I got a Kings game that night, that kind of thing. Whereas, I like to know that schedule. What are the other weird ones? What's it look like with some of the NFL game? Just all the stuff. And sometimes you don't dive into that like in full detail, but you kind of look at it in the bigger picture and maybe what appears to be tough stretches of the schedule. All-Star break. Okay, when is there going to be some time to get away? All that kind of stuff. So yeah, the schedule will be released later this week. But kind of on that theme, does the schedule do anything for you, Chris, by the way? The NBA schedule, when you're looking at it in your past, Chris, if you've had that where you go, okay, the schedule is out. Do I care about this? Do you care about NBA schedule at all when it's released?
Yeah. I like to see when the first Warriors game is going to be, when the first Lakers game is going to be.
Any other things that stand out for you schedule-wise?
I haven't done any trips. I guess I've done one trip with the Kings, but just seeing, maybe if I get some free time, go out there.
Yeah. See, that'd be fun. I know some people, you're right. Some people do that. It's like, hey, I plan one road game or one road trip a year. What's the best one? Or can I get 2 games, go to Texas and see Houston and San Antonio, or Houston and Dallas, or I'm going to go to Phoenix and Denver or something like that. Yeah, I didn't think about that because some people plan that too. But what we did get on Friday was the release of the opening night schedule, which has the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder opening up the season, getting their rings. They're the first game, and they host the Houston Rockets. That could be in Western Conference Finals preview. I like both of those teams coming into the year. Kevin Durant will be back in OKC. And Houston's made over team that there are going to be a lot of hype around the Houston Rockets.
Do you think that was done on purpose?
Yeah. League's pretty well aware of what they're doing, because still, even to this day, I don't know that Oklahoma City is the draw. It would much be like if the Kings ever won, they would get the honor of opening up, getting their rings, but they probably would put someone like the Lakers or the Warriors there, just because you can't put Utah or something like that. Like you want, Charlotte coming into it's like you want to draw. So opening night has Houston and Oklahoma City. Oh, and then the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers as the second game on opening night. That is going to be a Tuesday. I don't know this for certain, but most of the rest of the league will open up on Wednesday. I believe the Kings will be there. We don't know that for sure. I think last year, actually, the Kings got the final opening. I think they didn't open until Thursday, if I remember right. But that's opening night schedule. The Christmas Day schedule, I think it was a year ago, I thought, there's a chance that the Kings could be on Christmas. This year, I didn't think so.
It was the idea after the Kings-Warriors playoff game, like, oh, that would be a good Christmas.
Yeah, because you could put the Kings at home, put them against the Warriors. You need some West Coast team because they have 5 games on Christmas. You need somebody to represent like the 7:30 time slot, 7 time slot. This year, it's very heavy Western Conference on Christmas. And I think that's a little testament to what's going on in the East with injuries in Indiana and Boston, but also how good the West is. The Christmas Day schedule that was released has the Cavs at the Knicks. Makes sense. 2 good teams. Get that game in the Garden in New York. But normally Boston is in there or Milwaukee is somewhere in there. That's not happening this year. Following that, you got the Spurs. So there's still love here for the Spurs at Oklahoma City. So the champs get some respect, get to host a Christmas Day game. The Lakers are hosting the Houston Rockets. That's probably going to be the primetime main featured game on what now will be NBC. Then you get Dallas at the Golden State Warriors, and you finish with Minnesota at Denver. So you already had the Lakers and the Warriors. You needed some other West Coast team. That could have been Portland, could have been Sacramento, could have been Phoenix. Well, those teams all have tough records last year. Could have been the Clippers. Clippers have been that team in the past. But it's going to be Denver hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I think when the schedule is released, they'll slowly leak more and more things. But if you look at the common theme amongst what we get for our opening night and Christmas Day schedule, obviously the Thunder are getting love. The Lakers are on both. The Warriors are on both. And the Houston Rockets. So again, it's right now the league is infatuated with the West. I wouldn't sleep on the East. I still think there's some good storylines there. But while Boston is going through their transition, I guess, with the injury to Tatum, but I still think Boston's going to be good. Cleveland still is that team that probably doesn't get enough respect. The Knicks, I'm a little surprised weren't a part of opening night, but I guess I don't know if you have to have the defending champs go first. They could have had, a Knicks Bucks game to opening night first and then have the Thunder be the nightcap and play that a little bit later. But since now you're dealing with time zones and game time starts, so I'm guessing that's going to be like a 5 and a 7:30, with the Thunder being at 5, our time, Lakers at 7:30. So it truly would be fascinating to see how the NBA schedule is put together. I know they've got templates and different things that have to all line up, but then you have to work around certain venues like Golden One that has consistently concert windows, Disney on Ice windows, monster truck, all that kind of stuff. Circus. And if you really look at it, kind of the Kings schedule, doing this long enough over the years, there are some kind of constant themes that you'll see. It feels like December, around the holidays, the Kings are at home a lot. I feel like February is a heavy road month in the past. And, in the end, I know what people always say, well, there's 41 at home, 41 on the road. Yeah, true. Facts. All of that is true. But as Kings fans out there, I wonder what you look forward to when the schedule comes out. Or do you even care? It's like, it's just another day. I know, the NBA will make a thing of it, make an event of it. They'll have it announced and what key dates and key games. And I guess, as a sport, as an entity, you need to hype it. I get it. The NFL does that. Like the NFL, we literally know the teams that the Niners are going to play. We know who the Raiders are going to play. I mean, it's mapped out. It's based on how you finished the year before, and it's also which division you're scheduled to play. If you're in the NFC West this year, it might, I don't know who it is for sure. I guess I could look that up, but it's slated out there. And let me look at that really quickly for the Niners. So the way it's laid out for the Niners this year, their schedule, they are playing the AFC South, yeah, they get all 4 of those teams. So they're getting Houston, they're getting Tennessee, they're getting Indiana, and they're getting Jacksonville. So we already knew that. In the NFC, they're going to play their own division twice, home and home. We know that. And then it looks like they got the NFC South, which helps them. That means they're getting the Saints, they're getting Tampa Bay, Atlanta, and Carolina. That is why the 49ers have one of the easiest schedules, because it was predetermined that they're getting the NFC South, the AFC South, their own division, and then they get the last place finishers in the NFC North and the NFC East. It's all part of the layout that the 49ers were fortunate enough to get to. So it is a little bit different. Baseball, I mentioned that last week for the A's. Like if you think about the teams from the National League that came in this year, with the exception of the Giants, we didn't see the Dodgers in Sacramento. Well, they'll be here next year. The Cardinals didn't come through. They'll be here next year. The Brewers didn't come through. They'll be here next year. That's kind of how it works. The NBA, yeah, you're going to play the Eastern Conference home and home. You're going to play your Pacific Division 4 times. You're going to play a majority of the teams in the West 4 times, but there's going to be a handful of teams that you play 3 times. And so 2 of them will be at home, 1 on the road, and there'll be some others that's flipped that you get once here and twice on the road. So I'm sure when the schedule comes out for Kings fans, there'll be certain teams and games that you would have wanted to see. And from the out-of-town teams that come only once for sure, like Boston, that can be a popular ticket. I wonder if that'll be the same. Indiana might have been for Tyrese Halliburton, but now that he's out. Will the Spurs be a bigger ticket for Kings fans this year? Lakers always seem to be. Warriors always seem to be. There's always some surprises. The teams come through. I remember Chicago this year wasn't the greatest of teams, but seemed to be a lot of Bulls fans in the building that night. Knicks usually, look, the Kings draw well in attendance, but I'm talking about opposing teams when they come through. The Knicks do pretty well. There's a lot of different factors, but I look forward to it. Again, I think the schedule, I think I saw that it was supposed to be released maybe it's Wednesday or Thursday. Don't hold me to it until I find out for sure, but I think it is Thursday. And then you map it out, figure out what's going on, and it becomes part of the draw going forward. And so I know opening night maybe is a big night for a lot of people, the anticipation of a new season, getting out there for the first time. And there's still some out there that haven't been to Golden One. Just a beautiful venue. Oh, my goodness, Chris, this would be the 10th year, right? Is that right? Yeah, this will be the 10th season. We need a new arena. No, actually, Golden One has held up beautifully. 10th year, my goodness. I saw you shaking your head.
I paid my taxes.
I think we all feel that way right now. 10 seasons at Golden One. Wow, that one kind of hit me. Wasn't ready for that.
Which means it's still 10 years that Seattle still doesn't have a team.
I know. And there's, at the moment, no sign of things to come, even though I think it's happening.
Do you think so?
I do. I think Seattle and Vegas, but they haven't announced it. Will you be sad if they get a team?
Yeah.
Chris is rooting against Seattle.
They don't deserve a team.
Why not?
Huh?
Why?
Because they're big old babies about the NBA. Like, we deserve it. We deserve it. Why? Why did they deserve it and we didn't deserve it?
That I don't have an answer to that part. But why do you think they don't deserve it? Because they say we didn't?
Yeah.
But their team got taken away from them. What did they do wrong in that? Is that similar to like A's fans?
No, they didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. So why would they not feel like they deserve a team back?
Well, I could say that they do deserve a team back. But once you go into another market saying, no, we deserve your team more than you deserve your team, then
the rules are gone.
You know what?
You
don't deserve anything. That's like the position of like the two moms that said that they have the baby, and so the king says cut them in half, and the mom that says like no, let them have it. That's how you know the true.
Don't cut the baby.
Yeah, so we're the king. The Sacramento is the good one in the situation.
Does Vegas deserve a team?
I don't know. Here's the thing. There's been some backroom deal made to where LeBron gets to have a team wherever he likes it. Yeah. And apparently it looks like he wants Vegas. So
I think Vegas will do well with basketball.
They do great with the Aces.
Yes.
And it would be their own team.
That's it.
I mean, like, the Raiders aren't really considered a Vegas team. And you go and you see their games, and it's usually a away game for the Raiders.
Yeah, and I wonder if, to me, I always felt like the Raiders would take time in Vegas, like, because it's been, hey, the Chiefs are here, all the Chiefs fans. Hey, the Niners are here, all the, Patriots fans, whatever it is. But it's going to take years and maybe decades of like, oh, I had season tickets since I was 10 because my family had them, and then now I'm 25, 30, and I'm bringing my family. But that takes years of establishing that. I still think there's a novelty that not enough people have been to Raiders games as opposing fans. Like, oh, yes, Green Bay's coming in this year. I'm going out there to make that trip, or whatever your team is. Whereas I want to go there. I want to go see a game. I like the Raiders, but I haven't been there yet to see them.
Vegas is getting pretty expensive for people to go follow
just
their team
hang
there.
out. Yeah, and just in general. And I know Vegas has taken a little bit of a hit, which also then leads back to the A's, where you go. And kind of what you said earlier, Chris, I do know that in Vegas, people love the Golden Knights. They love that team. They love the Aces. I think the Raiders are fine because it's the NFL. They don't mind having baseball. They just don't want the A's.
Yeah, it's a big Dodger town.
And they want their own team, like their own thing. And I think that's why if the NBA went there and it was a brand new team, the Las Vegas, whatever, I think that'll do just fine. I think basketball there will do well. But man, baseball is another thing going on there. All right, when we come back, let's get into some more NBA. The Jonathan Kuminga and Josh Giddey, they're in the same situation. Both are in that what seemed to be a good spot of being restricted free agents, but is it a good spot? They're both still waiting and may just end up back on their own teams. We don't know how that'll all play out. We'll get into that story and more as we continue right here on a Monday on Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, inviting you to come join them every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. It's a safe and friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, and it's conveniently located right there in downtown Sacramento. And remember, best food, best service, best games, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Summer's flying by, and that back-to-school checklist, it's growing fast. New backpack? Check. School supplies? Check. Dentist appointment? Let's fix that. Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics is making it easy to cross dental checkups off your summer list fast, with priority scheduling for new patients and kid-friendly care that makes them smile. It's one less thing to worry about before fall. Call now or book online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, because healthy smiles should be the easiest thing to check off your summer list.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Mocash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Les Schwab Tire Centers and Bare Bones Workwear. Tickets at CITPfest.com.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, text line 916-339-1140. Our Sacktown Sports YouTube is up and running. Good morning on the YouTube page. If you're there, hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. We've got Campeo saying tourism is down in Vegas. I believe that. I think that's going on. Chris, it's back to your point. It's expensive. And I think a trip to Vegas has always there's been a nice appeal and charm to that. I think it's just been, hey, let's go to Vegas. And that could mean just about anything, whether you're going to a show, a sporting event, or just to hang out for the weekend. But I think between, flights I don't think are completely out of hand. I think if you do that right, you can get those okay. But everything else from kind of the airport to whatever place you're staying and everything in between, it's just not cheap.
Yeah, I think the best bet is to do what you usually do and not stay there. Like go outside the regular spots.
Yeah, with Summer League, I was there in Vegas, but a lot of times I'll go to like Henderson. What's the other one? Summerlin or something? Red Rock out there. Like you still get the stuff if you want to, see shows. You can go out there to shows. You can eat some great food. You can gamble, pools, whatever. But you're not in the strip part. Is, man. When was the last time you were in Vegas?
Pre-COVID, I want to say January 2019.
Wow. And where did you stay then? Do you remember?
I stayed at the Monte Carlo at the time, which is the park now.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it was New York. New York.
Yeah.
That's where I stayed.
And so again, I don't know that Vegas, I wouldn't say if it's hurting. I mean, it's still like it's Summer League. You're like, man, there's a lot of people here. And I don't know the city in general if it's growing like it was. I mean, like, man, that was one of the fastest growing cities in America. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah, thank you for that text or that comment, Campeo. I think you're right. Chris, here's a question directly for you from Tacoma Derek. Does Chris hate Tacoma people like he hates Seattle people?
I don't know. Do they act like people from Seattle?
Yeah, Tacoma Derek, you have to answer that. If you feel like you've separated yourself from Seattle.
Here's like the average person that like I have met that is from Seattle. It's
average person.
We're so much better than you. You're just from a small town. You know nothing what it's like living in a great city like Seattle. And we are the best sports fans because we tell you how great we are all the time.
Okay. As a pushback, as a counter, don't we say that we're great fans here in Sacramento a lot?
Yeah, but like our team has been terrible for so many years and we keep showing up.
Yeah.
Like we keep showing up and we're loud, and to where every player that comes in, it's just like, whoa, like
this place is loud.
I wasn't expecting that.
Isn't Seattle pretty loud though?
When they want,
baseball?
Didn't it come out that they were like pumping in noise and stuff like that at the stadium?
Okay. I'm just pushing back, seeing if I could find the true essence and get an answer for Tacoma Derek. But yeah, Tacoma Derek, if you don't act like Seattle, then Chris is cool with you. I guess that's your answer. All right. So it's another day as we get closer to the NBA season. This is the cooling off period. We have some time here, right? The schedule will be released later. But we got 2 months or so until this really gets going. In fact, I think Media Day will be the last Monday in September, and then camp starts after that, and then it's some preseason, and we're going. But it's still a ways away, and we're still in this wait-and-see mode and on a couple of key players for teams and for free agency. And the two guys I'm highlighting and thinking about are the one Kings fans know very well, Jonathan Kuminga with the Warriors. And if you're not caught up on the latest on the story is last week, there were a couple reports from people in the Golden State Warriors camp that said, look, the Warriors have no intention of moving Kuminga. Again, is that strategy? Is that tactic? Is that real? I don't know. We'll go on it as the moment as face value that the Warriors have no intentions of moving Kuminga. Okay, that's fine. Now you got to find a spot to re-sign him. And I think everything they've done has been waiting on the exact dollar figure that they can pin down on Kuminga before they can decide the other things that they want to do. There's other people out there waiting, whether that's Al Horford, Anthony Melton. There's guys that are waiting to find out GP2, what they're going to do, so whether or not they can re-sign with the Warriors. So the Warriors are in that wait-and-see mode. The same kind of thing can be said for the Chicago Bulls and Josh Giddey, a good player, talented player, a guy that kind of had a rebirth there in Chicago. We thought that would happen. Look, the Caruso for Giddey deal worked for both teams. Caruso was more of that fit that OKC needed. Giddey was that young player, kind of that future prospect that they can now potentially build upon. But he's in that restricted free agent zone that this offseason, there isn't a lot of money available to other teams. So who are you negotiating with? Well, right now it looks like the Warriors at the moment are negotiating with themselves on Kuminga, and the Bulls right now are negotiating with themselves on Jonathan Kuminga. So each guy reportedly has been wanting in that $30 million range. You know, to say whether or not they're worth it is a difficult thing, but you know, based on age, based on potential, based on results that they've done, I don't think what their asking price is totally outrageous. But when you're only dealing with one team, it's a little bit harder to increase your value and increase your market. So could either side agree to a lesser deal on 1 year? That's potential, where Kuminga seems to be, of the two, a little bit less pleased with the Warriors in his situation. And the way I've always thought about the Kuminga spot with the Warriors is this. I don't feel like the Warriors have ever fully been in love with him, and vice versa. I don't know that it's at a point where it can't work, but I also don't, at this August 11th date, see a sense of urgency for either side to cave to the others. So I think Kuminga, in a perfect world, I think Jonathan Kuminga wants to get paid that $30 million. And I think in his perfect world, it would not be on the Warriors. That's my belief. I don't know that for a fact. That's my belief. When a team like Sacramento, Scott Perry and that camp talks to him and says, look, we probably have a different value for you than the Warriors do. I personally think the Warriors look at Jonathan Kuminga as a guy that has a lot of potential, that I think they would maybe like to be a part of their future and present. But right now, their present is maximizing Steph, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, and everything else they have around them. So what that maximizing to them of Jonathan Kuminga is rebound, defend, set screens, get your points, but kind of be a glue guy while Jimmy Butler does his work, while Draymond does his thing, and while Steph is still Steph. I think that's what I believe the Warriors have a vision of Jonathan Kuminga. This is, again, my belief. I believe Kuminga sees, hey, look, when you've asked me to play, when other guys have been hurt, when I've gotten minutes, I have produced a serious and substantial amount of points and all the things that he probably likes. And I'm less worried about, okay, setting the proper screen, moving the ball here, fitting in, getting into this role. Put me on a team that starts me, that values me as a scorer, and let me fly, let me flourish. That's what I believe Kuminga wants. I think the Kings would want that from him too. So you could see why Kuminga would want to go. Maybe Phoenix is thinking the same thing. It's like, hey, give him an opportunity. Let me start. I think there's always guys in the NBA that if you just gave them 32 minutes a game as a starter, they'll produce. I think Kuminga isn't one of those guys. I think he fits better for the Kings in that role than, hey, come to Sacramento, be a screen, be a defender, be a screener, a defender, a role player. I just stay with the Warriors if that's what if that's what the Kings want. If he came to the Kings, I believe their vision is Sabonis is the 5, Kuminga is the 4, Murray slides to the 3. Ideally, Levine's your 2, and Schroeder's your 1. If you could bring DeRozan off the bench, round out your bench, it lengthens the team. Kuminga can be asked to flourish and maybe be the future kind of star of this team while Sabonis is still there and Levine. And it kind of makes sense for Sacramento. It does. But what's the right deal? So we're still at that same spot. There were some rumors over the weekend. Could the Warriors and Bulls talk to one another about swapping Kuminga for Giddey? I mean, that's just kind of moving. I don't want to say moving each other's problems, but Giddey would fit beautifully with the Warriors. Kuminga, I think, could go to the Bulls and thrive there. I don't know that Giddey wants out of Chicago. I think Giddey just wants his payday. So if the Bulls paid him, I think he's good there. So it's still one of those things where you have talented young players that I think a lot of teams should be interested in. It's just a lot of teams don't have the money. So now you get into the trade department. And I think what the Kings are offering, to me, is smart, allegedly what they're offering. I don't think you need to overpay for Kuminga. You don't have to have Kuminga, but I think he would help this team. I really do. There's some people out there that aren't in that camp, but I am. I could see him helping. I think he's the kind of player that where the Kings are, which I think most people would agree, is kind of in the middle of nowhere. And which direction they go could still be a team that ends up in that top 8 group in the West. It could be. It also very easily could be a team that's 11th, 12th, 13th. That's not the worst in the West, not the worst in the league, but kind of in the middle of nowhere still. So I think Kuminga gives you a little bit of a direction to help you go one way or the other, ideally up. But it to me, it just makes sense. But you just don't have to overpay. I don't think the Kings are desperate. I don't want them to act in desperation. If the move is right, if they have to budge a little, you budge. But you don't. I don't think you want to be at the end of a deal where you go, oh my goodness, what did they do? Because look, in fairness, I think there still are some question marks for Jonathan Kuminga. I think there's a lot of potential there. I think there's some things that are some concerns that I had shared before that, look, why aren't the Warriors playing him as much as I think they should? Is there basketball IQ issues? Is there heart, drive, desire? Are the Kings going to be the one that pay him? And then all of a sudden there's less desire to commit to this craft on a day-to-day basis, or does he want to be great? So those are things that the Kings, the Warriors, the Suns, the Bulls, whoever are interested in him have to figure out. But I think where the Kings are, and just the overall general statement, I would say, of the Kings roster on this date, August 11th, 2025, I think there's more talent than people are giving them credit for, but it's a roster that's mismatched. And I think if they go into the season with this team without any changes, they're going to have to hit on all the notes to get it to go right. And can they? Sure, can. I think you can set yourself up better, though. And I don't think they're set up there right now at this present moment. Now, you can't always fix everything in one off season, but I think if they have a camp and their starting lineup, then I'm going to assume is Schroeder, Levine, DeRozan, Murray, Sabonis, with a bench of, the guys that they've got back there, of Monk and Carter and Ellis and the rookies, Eubanks and McDermott. And okay, there's talent, but it's all got to kind of work. And you're going to ask guys that are, some of your starters are better offensive players. Some of your better defensive players are coming off the bench. It doesn't feel quite right. But you go Levine on the surface, that's a talented player. DeRozan on the surface, talented player. Keegan, Sabonis, there are pieces here. There certainly are. It's not empty. It's not an awful situation, but the lineup just doesn't. We're talking fit now. Back to, OKC. I look at that team where individually I see some talent, but that fit is beautiful. That's a beautiful fit, and they're the champs. Indiana, they got as far as they did. Again, all these teams are talented, but you start to look at it and go, man, that fits pretty well. I just don't see the fit as well right now for the Sacramento Kings. All right, when we come back, NFL preseason week 1 is in the books. We had some pretty amazing things. A 70-yard field goal. Shador Sanders looking good. Some takeaways from the preseason's first week. We've got that next.
Visit SackdownSports.com and join the Sackdown Sports 1140 newsletter.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Shaking body dry on a coastline. Zach Bryan, live in concert. This Friday night, Golden Gate Park.
Baptize me in a bottle of beer,
With Kings of Leon, Turnpike Troubadours, and Ovine Hoffman. Zach Bryan. Tickets are on sale now at GoldenGateParkConcerts.com. Brought to you by your friends at Another Planet Entertainment. Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, good morning. Back here on the show, Jason Ross, Christopher Lott, Carmichael Dave, celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to Dave. He's on vacation with his dad, Montana, fly fishing. Catching the big one today. That's a live audio from his dad. So maybe it's not going that well on the river. A few texts going in from the break, what we were talking about in our last segment. It's pretty simple, Jason. Steve Kerr plays his older senior citizens, and he does not play the young guys much. That's the problem there. Okay.
I paid my taxes.
I'm 100% with you, Jason. I agree with your sentiment on JK. All right, on Jonathan Kuminga. Oh, here's one for you, Chris, I think. Hey, go to a Seahawks or Sounders game and tell me, and they tell me they don't have some of the best fans in the world. I'm almost 50, so certainly remember sold out Sonics games as well. Seattle's a top 5 sports town for me. Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, also in that top 5. I love Sacramento, and she is either in that top 5 or threatening to get in just lately, if we're being completely unbiased.
I will show you a video during the break.
Okay.
Why most soccer fans make fun of Seattle Sounders fans.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. You think I'll agree with the sentiment?
Yes.
Okay. So it's something from a Sounders game.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, we will see. Appreciate that. You can text in at 916-339-1140 or certainly make your comments. Our chat is steady going there. We're talking about the latest, I think, was tourism. We're talking about travel and different things. Vegas. Our guy, Chris Guerrero, talking about Washington State has been hit the hardest on tourism, down 26%. I don't know if these facts are real, but I'm going off what he's saying. Next is Michigan, down 17.3%. California's down 9%. Okay. Maybe true, maybe not. Did some traveling this year, a little bit this summer. We did our RV trip to the Southwest, Grand Canyon, Zion, Bryce. That was fun. And then had a family trip to Louisiana, New Orleans earlier in the summer. But we're here now. We're here to for the long haul. Got some travel with Sac State football coming up. First trip's to South Dakota. I'm going to South Dakota in a couple weeks.
Gross.
Really? This time of year? You just said that. There's no basis.
What's there to do in South Dakota?
I'm going for a football game. I can't tell you
Look at
much.
some stupid faces on a stupid mountain.
I did that once. That was cool. Yeah. Had a good time with the family there. But not doing that this time. Just going there for football. Football. Speaking of football, we had preseason week 1 wrapped up this week. First, we had the Hall of Fame game a week ago. Then the Raiders.
That was sort of football.
Sort of. And then we had sort of football this weekend. But some of the takeaways, do we have a controversy in Cleveland?
Shotgun. Marshall into the game. Larvidan right to the short side left. Shador under pressure. Shador gunning. End zone. Sliding. Catch. That's a touchdown. Put him up. It's another one for Caden Davis. And the Browns take the lead. Shador Sanders has his second touchdown throw of the first half.
That sounds like
Andrew Siciliano.
Yeah.
It is the voice of the Cleveland Browns, at least for the preseason. Is he regular season too? I think he is.
Yeah, I think so.
Shador Sanders threw a couple of touchdowns. That was the second, threw 138 yards. Oh, but there's all these injuries. That's why he's getting the opportunity. So what? He played well.
He looked very comfortable.
Yeah, and I don't know. Some people are rooting against him. I'm not that one. I'm not. I don't know that I have a preference one way or the other, but I'm certainly not rooting against him. How about Shador Sanders on whether or not he might have moved up the depth chart?
Do you feel like you did something today to move up the depth chart?
I honestly don't know, and I don't really care. Whenever it's my turn, and I just gotta take advantage of it. I feel like, today I did some good, some bad. And I know moving forward, I won't make the same mistakes twice. That's not in my control. And, regardless of whatever the situation, it's not up to me. And it is what it is. I just got to, accept whatever everything come with.
I think, there's a portion of people that never have liked people that are confident, cocky, come from, success. I don't know, but I feel like there's a lot of people that were anti-Deion Sanders at Colorado. And to me, my biggest beef with Deion, or with the hype, was honestly on the media. His first year, they won their first couple games, and people were talking about, is this a bowl team? Are they going to be in the Final Four? I'm like, they're going to be lucky to win 6 games. Like, enjoy this 3-0 start. It's awesome, but they just started like this, and it's okay. And I think they ended up winning 4 or 5. I don't remember what he won this first year, but they were on Game Day and 60 Minutes and Fox's Big Saturday. Like, they were everywhere. And I don't blame Deion for them, once they're there, for then getting in front of the camera and hyping his team. No issue with that. It was really the media choosing to jump all over that. So that was part of it. Then, last year, they were much better, and Sanders had a good year. And Shador, then, people were trying to humble him around the draft. And I know Mel Kiper was still like, this guy's the best quarterback in the draft, or one of them. And then he just kept going further and further down the list, and then finally got taken by the Browns. And whatever. It's just, to me, I'm not that guy that's rooting against him per se.
You're not that guy, pal.
I'm not that guy. How about his coach, Kevin Stefanski, talking about Shador Sanders?
My expectations for Shador are no different than the rest of the guys. We expect them to go operate. It's when you get in these preseason games, you try to keep it very simple so that guys can play fast. All concepts that our players know and can kind of not think too much and just play ball.
That's what he did. Just go play ball and just get established as Shador Sanders. Yes, he's Deion's son, but look, I'm a part of the media. We've all done it. There are certain things we hype, and I guess I'm talking about him, but I'm trying to praise him more for the way he played than bash him or say he's the greatest quarterback ever. He got a chance in the preseason. What do I always say about what preseason is? It's evaluating how you look. Do you look the part? That was successful. I'm not saying he should start and he's the best quarterback in the league. It just, his first run at it, he played well, and that's what you want. We saw other guys this week not play as well. They're getting opportunities, and each team is a little different in how they're approaching. We talked a little about the Niners. We got more on them coming up, but how they didn't play a lot of their big guns. Totally fine. Totally understandable. That's a group that's got a ton of experience, those veterans. that the Rams have been famous for not playing any starters. Other teams are in different spots. Like if you're a Saints team that's got a lot of young players, you got to play those guys, give them reps, give them opportunities. The other thing that stood out that happened over the weekend would have been record-breaking and historic in its own right, but I guess it was in the preseason. But the fact that it was preseason didn't count. But I don't know if you had a chance to see this from Jacksonville's game.
Holy smokes. They got a shot.
He just kicked a 70-yard field goal.
Are you kidding me?
Crazy. I've never seen that. The NFL record. That would be an NFL record.
Holy smokes.
That's unbelievable.
I'm sure people have seen the highlight by now. I mean, it just doesn't even seem right. A 70-yard field goal by Cam Little. 70. You can even, I don't know who that was on the call, but their voice was hoarse, but they couldn't believe it either.
Holy smokes. They got a shot.
He just kicked a 70-yard field goal. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
I've never seen that. The NFL record. That would be an NFL record.
Holy smokes.
That's unbelievable.
First off, the nerve to try it. I mean, I guess it's preseason. Why not? But he had made one early. He had made a 40-yarder, I think, or two 40-yarders, a 40, a 41-yarder, and then tried the 70-yarder and made it with no time left in the half. Unbelievable. Cam Little, what a day for him. And he also made another, got an extra point later and a 52-yard field goal. I didn't realize he had that many field goals. He had quite a day. But awesome. It just, the kicking game, guys are throwing farther, kicking farther. All of it's just progressing over the years. And truly one of the amazing takeaways from preseason week 1 was Cam Little. 70-yard field goal. Same game, too, by the way. Travis Hunter, he's going to be fun to watch as a receiver, as a corner, to see where he fits in and how they play him. I think he's just extremely gifted as a cornerback, like Dion was. Like Dion played some wide receiver, but Dion was just an incredible corner. I still think that's Travis Hunter's best spot. And if you can have a lockdown corner, that really helps you. But he did catch a couple passes, I think for about 10 yards, two catches. He's a good receiver too. But the corner, oh man, Travis Hunter's legit. That's why he's picked that high. All right, when we come back, we start the 8 o'clock hour of the show. In the 8 o'clock hour, we got who's hot, who's not. We'll go streaking. We'll go around the diamond. But when we come back, let's focus in a little bit on Domantas Sabonis. We'll let you hear the audio that he had from his camp yesterday, kind of how he's feeling, where he's at. Look, he's been a great Sacramento King, but is he a big part of the future? Is he just part of the present? Like, where are we on Domantas Sabonis? We'll kind of gauge your thoughts on that, too, when we come back here on Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
One of our chatters, Jess, was in the building. They're having a conversation about media. She said, not media like Dave. I mean real media. Dave is weird media, which is fine.
You're so weird media.
Weird media.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Power, grit, and capability. You'll find it all at Kia of Vacaville today. Tackle the road or no road at all with Kia of Vacaville in the spacious 2025 Kia Telluride. Rugged, aggressive, and built for adventure. Or load up the crew and hit the trail in the versatile 2025 Kia Sorento. Need efficiency for the daily grind? Kia of Vacaville has you covered there too. Swing by next to the Vacaville outlets or check out inventory online at KiaVacaville.com. Limited inventory available, so hurry in now. See dealer for details. Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avery Anna. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Les Schwab Tire Centers and Bare Bones Workwear. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, back here on the show. Jason Ross, Christopher Lott on this Monday, August 11th, better known as Carmichael Dave's birthday. Text line 916-339-1140. Shador has been nothing but humble in every interview that I've seen. He is a good kid and who is confident in himself and loves life. I'm happy for him and I'm rooting for him. There you go. Different perspective there. This one almost feels like an internal text line. Chris, you'll appreciate this. This Country in the Park commercial is better than last year's. Did your boot stop working? Still makes me upset. I don't know if that was one of the songs from a year ago, but yeah, Country in the Park 2, it's coming up very soon. We encourage everyone to get out there and support that as well if you can. Let's see. Jason, a popular YouTuber tried to fix the Kings in NBA 2K. His video ended with the Kings getting Jaylen Brown and Darius Garland. Took a while, though. Okay. So what is that the YouTube trade they made? Well, speaking of the Kings, did want to talk about them and wanted to talk about this guy.
Sabonis handles on the right angle on top to Levine. Drives, kicks it back to Domas. Sets his feet, launches for three. 4 for 4. For Sabonis from downtown. He's got a 20-point ball game, and the Kings lead it 78-67. That's the 11th three-pointer the Kings have made in 24 attempts.
Domantas Sabonis. I mean, here we are, another year coming up with Sabonis as really the central piece to this team. And I think maybe that's a question for some. Like, can this team thrive when Domantas Sabonis is, I mean, wouldn't most people say he is the best player on the Sacramento Kings? I would. Doesn't mean he's going to have the best night every night, but I think he is the most important player to this team in a variety of ways. Now, let's take the positives first of Sabonis. I mean, there's way more positives than negatives. He is reliable. He is durable. He is productive. Seemingly right now he wants to be here. I think he wants it to be successful here. I think he's a big fan of Doug Christie. They work together very closely in past off seasons as kind of the one-on-one coach. Now Doug's the head coach. But Sabonis has seen a lot, right? He's seen the good and the bad and the ugly here in Sacramento. And his time here as a King, I would say, I mean, really, if you're just going on statistics, has been really incredible. I mean, it's tough to ask for him to do more. I think if we're starting to get into the critical realm of his game, there's a couple of areas that we could highlight and feature. I would say when they've made to the playoffs, I think people have been a little bit too critical on him. I still think by the end of that Warriors series, he did better than I think people were giving him credit for, but I'm also not, I'm going to stop short of saying like, look, you're being too tough on him. The Warriors game planned everything they did to slow him down, which I think was smart, because I think if he got loose and Fox got loose, the Warriors probably would have lost the series. Now, Fox was pretty great in that series, and Sabonis by the end kind of figured it out. But the first couple games, I will say he got numbers-ish, but it wasn't the same that we had seen, where the regular season of that year where they ended up the 3 seed, Domantas Sabonis had a dominant year. I mean, statistically, efficiency-wise, he was able to do a lot of things on a night-to-night basis that helped the Kings win as many games as they did. And he earned an all-star spot, an all-NBA spot. Like, he was great. So I think the criticisms of Sabonis when he's been here has been, okay, can he be that guy if they make it to the postseason? Now, they made it once, and I think Fox was the guy. Now Sabonis, if we're deeming him as De'Aaron Fox, remember him?
Refresh my memory.
Point guard, scored 60 in a game last year. I believe he's on another team now.
Huh.
He's on the Spurs now. So that guy.
Oh,
now,
I know who you're talking about. De'Aaron Fox, who plays for the Spurs.
Yeah, now he's the Spur. Yeah.
So fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
Sorry, De'Aaron. That's not me. That's not these fingers doing the talking. I'm a big De'Aaron Fox guy. I love De'Aaron. But I'm a Sabonis guy too. Look, he's led the league in rebounding multiple times. When the comps are, is he the Joker or Embiid? No, but he's not Embiid in this sense too. He's there. You can rely on him. Let's look at Sabonis's games played: 79, 82, and then 70. The 79 year, remember he hurt his thumb and played through that. So he's tough. He's physical. Now, a lot will say he's probably more the 4 than the 5. That's fine. I don't disagree, but on this team, he is the 5. Now, that's not his fault or issue that maybe there's a roster construction or they haven't found a 5 to play with him. At times, I was hoping they'd play Valanciunas and him more together last year than we saw. But the consistency part, look, in his 3 full seasons as a King, 19.1, 19.4, 19.1 points per game. Rebounding, 12.3, 13.7, 13.9. Assists, 7.3, 8.2. Went down to 6.0 last year. I thought less of the offense went through him last year. I don't know if that was a good thing or not. Free throws, always around 72-ish, 74, 75. 3-point percentage went way up this year from 37 to 41, almost 42%. Took more, made more. Field goal percentage, 61, 59, 59. Consistently good. And so Sabonis, is not a dinosaur in this league at all, but he's coming up on, multiple years played. Came in 2016 with the Thunder, then spent 5 seasons, a 4.5 with the Pacers. Now is going to be here this will be his 4.5 year with the Kings. And so his role with this team is the question I have. Can he be the number one guy on a team that's a playoff team? And I think the answer is yes in the regular season. I think when teams scheme for this team, they're going to scheme to, especially if he's the central figure, where the past 2 years, more so than last year, where a lot of the offense was run through him. That's where now you hope, like if the roster is constructed as it is, that Schroeder can help alleviate things as a point guard, that DeRozan, who last year at times was a terrific closer, that LaVine can find his true role playing off Sabonis a little bit, and Keegan Murray continues to develop. Now, these are all fair questions to ask, and part of it is you wonder how he's feeling. Let's get a little bit from him talking yesterday, first off talking about adding a point guard, which, remember, he was very vocal on them needing a point guard, and they got one in Dennis Schroeder.
It was good. We didn't have one, so right now we have a starting caliber point guard. Dennis is very talented. He's playing in the Eurobasket this summer, so we'll see him later. He'll come in shape and ready to go.
All right. Well, it's going to be very important to see how Dennis Schroeder plays, and whoever plays the backup point guard, how they play when they are in this lineup for the team. And, I know the offense is going to be tweaked a little bit. I wonder how much more is it going to be in favor of Sabonis. I think they had him less of a featured player, which I think that's why his assist totals went down. But still, again, a 19 point, 14 rebounds, 6 assists year average is really, really good. How about Sabonis? He watched the Kings in Summer League get to the Summer League championship, ultimately to lose there. But the rookies were a big part of that. What was his impression of the new guys from the team?
Great. Great. They performed at a high level. I had IJ and Maxime out in Napa for a week, and we're just getting workout together and trying to teach the young guys some things.
All right, we're going to get a little more comments from Sabonis coming up, but you guys can react as well at 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Say good morning to Chris. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Just wanted to speak a little bit on Domas. He's still a very good player, very productive, but it's obvious he struggles against length. And I think a lot of these younger teams that are, in the playoffs, they have that length. It's Houston, Oklahoma City. Those teams, they have that length. And, he's more of a bully ball player. He relies on his strength. And I think we need someone next to him, who has that length and can kind of not protect him, but, kind of equalize, his weakness. But, he's still a very productive player. I'm not sure if he could be our number one option. But, I love Domas. Although I am kind of mad. I sent my son to his camp yesterday to try to charge him for a picture.
Oh,
so
really?
That's all I got bad to say. Yeah, man, I paid all that money and he wanted to charge for a picture. And I was like, oh, come on, Domas.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's good for the community. I like him. Give him a couple more years, see what we can do. But, he's got to get some length around him.
Yeah, I think that would help the team. Thank you, Chris. That would help the team just entirely. Now, whether or not that's a starter in there or just more minutes with Sabonis, a rim protector, just more size. I think that's something we're going to see with Maxime Renaud. Now, he's a rookie. That's a lot to ask of him, but that's kind of why he's in that position. I think it was kind of crafted for Maxime Renaud to come to Sacramento after he made it through the first round. I think his camp really wanted to be here in Sacramento. But what point that Chris just made, I agree with in the sense that I think there could be such a world where you're considered the team's best player, but you're not your first option. And I'm talking about all around. What Sabonis does, leadership, durability, production, offensively, defensively, just everything. I think he means a lot to this franchise. And, at the end of the game, I don't know that he's the first guy I'm going to. With the roster, the way they're constructed, I'm looking at DeRozan, LaVine, or Monk as the guys first and foremost for me. If I'm Doug Christie and they're playing tonight and they have a 1-point game and they call a timeout with 6 seconds to go, DeRozan has proven that he can be clutch in this league. I think LaVine can do that. I think Malik has the ability to score off the dribble. So I think those are the guys. Doesn't mean that's the only thing you have, the only play. You could run things through Sabonis and he could still take the shot, but I would go through other guys as my primary look. Let's get a little bit more from Sabonis. And he's talking about, from his camp yesterday, about Doug, who he's very close with over the years, being the new head coach.
Very excited. I'm very happy for him. He was in there with me those 3 summers every day in the gym, so I've seen how hard he works every day, and for him to have this opportunity, the fans love him. He's one of us here, so I think it's gonna be very exciting.
Yeah, I think, by him saying one of us, Doug obviously played here, knows the connection. We've said it many times. Doug wants to win so badly for the people here. He and Chris Webber and Bibby and Peja, Vlade, that whole crew, Pollard going down the list, Bobby Jackson, they feel like there's unfinished business. That group felt like they should have won a championship. I know they feel that way, and they didn't. They feel not as much let down for themselves, which there's an element of that, but they really wanted that for this community. And so Doug and Bobby, as assistant now, I feel like they've got an opportunity to try to give that back. This team feels like at the moment that they're far away from being a championship contender, but you've got to build towards it. And so I still think Sabonis can be a part of that, should be a part of that if they, do this quickly, and can be productive in that. And can be a big reason why, because look, there are better centers, but not a lot. And he's playing the 5, then you've got a handful of people that play the position that probably you would play in front of Sabonis, but not many guys based on his production and what he's been able to do. Now, I hear the argument about him maybe being a 4 being better suited for him, and that might be true. Finding the right person to play the 5 around him has proven to be a challenge for this team. And so they've featured him primarily as the 5 and tried to work out everything down the line. Now, that's part of where I think the Kings' problem has been, is they're playing a lot of guys that may be slightly out of position. If Sabonis was the 4, Keegan's playing 4, feels like he should be 3. DeRozan was the 3 last year, feels like he should be a 2. That's been a little bit of the issue. All right, how about new person in charge for Sabonis? Not only Doug Christie, but Scott Perry now putting this team together, calling the shots. Let's hear Sabonis address that.
Scott's coming in here and trying to change things around, in the right direction. I feel like what the fans want, what the fans believe in, and to come out, play hard, run, be a gritty team, and so far we're making the right moves. Everyone's working hard in summer, and it's gonna all come down to training camp and get together and make it work.
Training camp's going to be important. Look, this team doesn't get a lot of practice time in the regular season. It's not exclusive to the Kings, but most of your work is done on your installs of what you want to be, what you want to run, your identity, your core, your culture, your character, all that stuff is in camp. And we know teams change during the season. The Kings not only had injuries, had roster changes, had a coaching change. That's difficult during a year. Not the sole reason why they missed the postseason, but a factor in it. So now you've got Doug Christie and his philosophy. What will be different? What will we see? What will we know that Doug is implementing? And if we go back to Summer League and try to trace some of the characteristics, we saw a team that was picking up more full court, putting a lot more pressure. I believe the Kings, if I had my best read on it, I think they're going to be a team that wants to initiate defensively with some full court pressure, play a lot of players, hit you with a wave of depth, and consistently try to preach defense. This team has not been very good defensively for years. Doug will tell you he came into the NBA as an offensive player. He got on the court by playing defense for Pat Riley. Like, you had to play defense to get in. That was his lane to get in. There were other guys that could score as well, if not better. So to get on the floor, he had to defend. And then he became, and just kind of really worked at it, became one of the better defenders in the league. I think this team has plenty of guys that can score. Which guys are going to commit to the defensive end are going to be the ones that we're going to see getting some time, and maybe more time than others that all they're doing is giving offensive contributions. So that's where I go back to kind of the mismatch of what they want to do to what the roster is. I think there are more offensive players than defensive players. I think more guys that can play both ends of the floor consistently well should be on the floor. And so that's going to be the challenge for Doug Christie. And you also have guys that are paid a lot. Levine, in my first run at seeing him last year as a King, was not impressed at all by his defense. He could score, no question about that. DeMar DeRozan consistently produced as a scorer, but boy, was he lacking at times defensively. So those two specifically, I'm looking at where you go, man, they provide a lot offensively, but you got to give something defensively. So those two specifically, I'll keep my eye on to see what they do there. But speaking of camp, having Levine, having DeRozan in camp, Sabonis thinks that'll help.
I think it's going to help, coming in halfway through the season, also new coach, not the system the coach might want to play, players learning it, so hopefully this season, I know Doug's working hard on the new system, how he wants to play us, and he's going to translate it through the training camp. And, so far all summer we've been getting little bits and pieces of that new offense, so hopefully when training camp comes, where it's just smooth and we're ready to go.
All right. Well, again, to be determined what that will look like for us. I think they got to work on pace as well. Couple years ago, the Kings, when they were the Beam team, the first one, had set, at that time, the best pace in NBA history. The next year, the Kings were going at about the same pace, if I remember my stats right, and they were already 10th in the league. So the game has changed a little bit in that realm. Indiana has taken it to a completely different level and run with it. So the Kings have been kind of on the forefront of it a couple different times in the last 25 years or so. In the early 2000s, a lot of people took from their offense. Well, a couple years ago when the Kings were the best at pace, other teams took that and added on, and now the Kings were middle of the pack in pace. So I think they need to get back. Now they don't have Fox anymore, who's one of the most gifted guys with the ball as far as speed goes. But that's a little bit can be misleading. You want a guy that can be fast with the basketball, but you can advance the ball quickly, get a rebound, and just go. Just go and push the pace, try to get early offense. And I think this team needs to do that a little bit more. Now, that doesn't fit entirely into someone like DeMar DeRozan. Doesn't mean he can't run. But, I think DeRozan is better when, okay, now you get into the half court, offense slows down, defense is set. Then maybe you set up your offense through him. So I think those are some of the things we'll be looking at this team trying to implement and trying to go forward with. Let's get one more comment. This again from Domantas Sabonis from his camp yesterday. Here he is on, usually he's playing international basketball this time, but he just addressed that as well.
No international basketball this summer, just focusing on the team and trying to get this started off right.
Beyond this year, do you look at that international aspect of the game still as a possibility?
Oh, of course, every summer. I wish I was there. Lithuania just beat Georgia today, so I'm excited about that. And wish I was there with the guys, but next summer, obviously, there's nothing but World Cup, Olympics. The goal is always to play.
All right, there's comments from Domantas Sabonis. So I asked you guys kind of your thoughts on Sabonis, and really, I think he wants to stay a King. I think Domantas Sabonis is in a lot of the group of people that have been Kings, that have enjoyed their time here, that wanted to work here. I think Fox was in that point, and then just got to the point where, was getting so frustrated with things up top that it just got to where it ultimately, what we saw was a trade, and he's now in another organization, got his big extension, and we'll see if De'Aaron Fox, he got his payday. He's in a state where that money's going to go a little bit further in Texas, and ultimately we'll see if that panned out for him in a situation where he's playing more meaningful games than the Kings are. And I think some people right now would suggest that'll happen for him. But if you're the Kings, you got to see what you can do to make sure you're one of those teams that's in the postseason. And one of our texters says, let's see, where's this one? I love Sabonis, but he can't be more than your third best player if you are a serious team. If Sabonis is your best player, your roster is laughably bad. What are we even talking about here? Okay, well, my pushback on that is, I guess we're trying to define best player. Sabonis, I would say, is the best player. But now I think when you're, to me, I think your inference there is that, okay, do they go to him to win the game? That's not what I'm talking about. I think if we look at the Beam team a couple of years ago when Sabonis was either their best or Fox, I think that team was a really good team. And why was it a good team? Well, Sabonis had a great year. Fox had a great year. You had Keegan Murray playing his role, Barnes playing his role. Herter had a really good start to his season. Monk was doing his thing off the bench, and kind of the roles were fitting really well. They got to benefit from some of the other teams in the West having some injuries, but still, that was a good team. Took the Warriors to 7, ultimately lost that series. My point is, I think the Kings, if they somehow, some way can navigate through the roster mismatch, could be that team again. As far as, I don't know if they'll be as high as a 3 seed. I think the fortunes of that, if you remember, they won 48 games. Well, this year, 48, I think, would have been 9th. So, or 8th. It was just kind of a different year win-loss wise. But I think for the better part of the year, the team looked pretty good. The wins made sense. The losses made sense. Last year, a lot of the year didn't make sense to me. To sweep Cleveland, to win in Boston, to sweep the Rockets. I mean, the Kings had some, on the face of it, some great wins. Well, we know they had awful losses. Losing to Washington. You remember that game in Washington? The Wizards wanted to lose the game. They didn't tank on purpose, but they sat their best players out in the fourth quarter, and the Kings couldn't win that game. They lost to a lot of bad teams too. So I don't know that I agree with that about that statement from about Sabonis at all. I think Sabonis is a gifted player. He's a good player. I still think, ideally if he was your third best player, I think you'd have a really good team, but I don't think it has to be that setup for Sabonis to be on that team. I think there needs to be other more reliable offensive options, and I think they have that right now. But my questions on this team is the roster match, like the fit and the defense. That would be it. And those are big question marks. But Sabonis, will he get to that spot where De'Aaron Fox ultimately got to, where he's happy enough here, but wants to win more and ultimately wants to leave? I don't know. I haven't heard that yet. I'm not saying it will happen, but I didn't think it would get there with Fox, and it did. So it's on Doug Christie, it's on Scott Perry, it's on the players around Sabonis, and it's on Sabonis to put it all together and make this team the best that they possibly can be this upcoming season. All right, for us, more show coming up, including we're going to find out who's hot and who's not coming up, and we'll go streaking. But first, we'll take a dive back into baseball, go around the diamond for this weekend, how the A's are putting together a good stretch here, and the Giants, man, remember when they were just 2 back of the Dodgers? It's now 9. Slip sliding away are the Giants. We got that and more straight ahead here on Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Throwing things at or onto a field or court can seriously injure people, unless it's that hockey thing where you throw the teddy bears on the ring. So they all get collected and given to kids.
All of them? No bear left behind.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app.
You still have 40 million plus vehicles globally that are driving around with a potential ticking time bomb, a grenade in either their steering wheel or their dashboard. When we look to what injuries may have transpired from a defective airbag, we generally see loss of vision in an eye, or we see facial lacerations. We also see hearing loss. Unfortunately, we started seeing death after death after death. When that passenger airbag exploded, it basically degloved his entire face. He lost his nose, he lost his right eye. The type of catastrophic injuries that one is more accustomed to seeing in a Hollywood movie, not something from a device in an automobile that's supposed to protect you. Morgan & Morgan has a national reach in terms of handling and prosecuting cases, notwithstanding the team of lawyers that we have collected that focus only on product liability day in and day out.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Get ready for the return of record-breaking speed. Saturday, August 23rd, the Johnny Rizzo Memorial roars into Stockton 99 Speedway for a night of legendary racing. Speed Tour Super Modified, unleash mind-blowing horsepower and more. Gates at 5, racing at 7. Tickets start at just $20 at Stockton99.com. Be there.
Everybody knows that Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is the spot to get yourself a brand new car. That's why people are coming from all over. Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville. But they also have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles. All makes and models, every one of them top quality, hand-selected by General Manager Chuck Dean. Over 70 vehicles below $30,000, over 25 below $20,000. You can see that full lineup at SackSuperstore.com. And if you find a lower price somewhere else, they'll match it. And on top of that, the best car buying experience anywhere. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Josh Sens offers 5 common golf course maintenance mistakes and tips to correct them. You've hit the green, and to fix your divot, you jam your tool underneath the ball mark and lift the soil, but the right way is to circle the edges of the mark with your tool, gently pulling the turf toward the center. Second, when fixing divots in the fairway, fill it with sand until it's level with surrounding turf. and gently smooth it with your foot. Third, when the course imposes the 90-degree rule, it means to stay on the cart path until you can turn at a right angle to your ball, minimizing wear and tear on the turf. 4, when you're driving on the course, proceed at a modest pace and avoid staked and roped off areas. Avoid sharp turns, wet turf, bunker edges, tees, and greens. The superintendent will applaud you. 5, in a bunker, rake the sand smoothly and exit as you entered from the low side. Tap the sand from your shoes and leave it as if you weren't there. And now that you know, make sure your foursome knows as well. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Les Schwab Tire Centers and Bare Bones Workwear. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
I'm looking at some of our texts from our last segment, and maybe I didn't convey my point as clearly as I thought I had, but because someone was saying, you're falling for this again about the Kings and Sabonis, and I don't know what picture I was trying to paint there, but I like this text. Maybe this is better phrased, but you're right. A first-round playoff exit is your ceiling with Sabonis as one of your two best players. That's not a serious team for most fan bases. And I guess my overall point was, look, I think if a lot of things go right, I think the Kings could be maybe that team as a playoff team. But if things don't, which a lot of people are expecting it to go that way, then what are they? And when you have a guy like Sabonis, who I think really is a very good player, at what point does it become where Sabonis, I don't know, becomes more like De'Aaron Fox, or is it better off for the organization to move on from Sabonis? I don't know that they're there yet, but I think that's the kind of thing, I don't think he's there. But, the reality of sports, as much as that blanket statement of drafting a player and someone will, as an analyst from the NFL or from NBA, oh, that's good. That player could be your shooting guard for the next 10 years. Just pencil him in the lineup. 10 year. We don't have 10-year windows anymore. I mean, it's really rare. It just is. And so you try to maximize what you've got for as long as you possibly can. Like a team like the Thunder are in a terrific position, but are they at the beginning of a long window, or do they just get one championship in here? And by the way, I would take just one championship. It was the Kings. As much as we all want to say, and Monty said this, and now Scott Perry saying that, you want to see sustained competitiveness for as long as possible. There was a window. We go back to the Kings' best run in the early 2000s. There's about a 3 to 4 year window, maybe 3 of those years where I think they were good enough to win the whole thing. They didn't win one of them, but they were good enough. Now, in the 8-year window, there was a sustained playoff team. Some of those years at the end, it was like, probably around maybe 2. But from 02, 03, maybe 01, 02, 03, in that stretch, they were one of the best teams in literally championship caliber. Didn't do it, but that's the kind of thing you're looking for. Now, in this day and age, it's rare. We just came off that run where the Warriors won a bunch of titles. But since then, what are we at? 7 straight years with a different champion. So it's difficult to do. Kings are in that group. Okay, let's see. Jason, genuine question. Why were you so high on Sabonis and Fox? Neither have been past the second round, and they've been in the league for years. Well, honestly, if you look at the 40 years of Sacramento Kings basketball, where would you rank De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis? Top 5, right? Both of them? Top 5 greatest players this organization has had? Definitely in your top 10. You can't go outside the top 10. And in some way, shape, or form, it's Richmond, Weber, Cousins, Sabonis, Fox, Sabonis, whatever the order. I'm just Peja, Bibby, Vlade. They're two of the greatest players this organization has ever had. That's why. Yes, factually, they didn't get past the first round, but now we're back to that is what only makes a great player. Okay, in your book, if that's the case, yes, they failed. They failed on that. But I don't know. There's a lot of good players in this league. They all can't advance. Did SGA finally become a good player this year because he made it to the championship and won? Maybe for some. Ant's a really good player. They've advanced a couple times. Luka's made it to the final. Some are say, well, to truly be great, he has to win a title. I mean, organizations are a little bit different and set up differently. The Kings have not been that, like the Lakers, now the Warriors, the Celtics. They wouldn't be in a spot where if you had a run of good players, well, like, I can't even say good. Like Luka is going to be a good example as a Laker. The Lakers have had some of the greatest players in the history of the NBA. Luka's a very good player, but he's joining an organization where he can't just be a nice player and get him to the playoffs a couple times. Like Lakers win MVPs, Lakers win championships, Lakers win finals MVPs. Like, talking about Kobe, Shaq, Chamberlain, Kareem, Magic, I said Kobe, LeBron. Karl Malone was a Laker, but I mean at the end, but like they've had some of the best players of all time on that team. Yeah, here's another one to follow up. Yeah, same person. Last year, the Kings lost to the Pelicans this was 2 years ago, 5 times, including the play-in. Neither Fox or Sabonis was hurt. You're right. They failed against that team, for sure. And sometimes it's matchups. For whatever reason, that was a terrible matchup for the Kings. Terrible. They also lost that year to the Rockets 3 times. Then this last year, when the Rockets were substantially better, and I would say the Kings were about the same, they swept them. Make it make sense. Swept the Cavs. Cavs are better than the Kings. Nobody would think the Kings were better than the Cavs. It's weird. It's weird how it goes that way sometimes. All right. Baseball over the weekend. The A's, this team's playing better. Seems playing a lot better for whatever that's worth. If we look at the standings right now, the latest update for the A's, disappointing, I would say 53-67. Still better in the American League than the White Sox, but not better than many other teams. In the wild card race, if you have hopes, they're 10 back. So you're saying there's a chance. But really, another good week or so, they could pass the Orioles. They'd be closer to the Angels. I wish the A's had a little bit of a better record. I mentioned this earlier, that brutal stretch where they lost, I don't know what it was, 19 of 20, 20 of 22, something just absolutely absurd. Had they done better there, like even still could have been just a bad stretch. But, I mean, that was historically awful. Had it just been a bad stretch, this team would have been much more in the mix. But what they are now is they are building on youth, playing guys, and trying to identify things to keep going forward. Now they're going to start a homestand tonight. The Rays are coming in. It's going to be a warm night out at Sutter Health Park. But trying to establish answers in the bullpen, more things around their everyday lineup. The lineup's been good, consistently good. And if they can find starting pitching and bullpen to go with this growing offense in another year, I think we're seeing something here with the Athletics. As far as the Giants, man, Logan Webb's pitching tonight. That's encouraging. They get the Padres. But statistically, this team has been, and watching them on a day-to-day basis, they're frustrating because they're now back to 500. Yesterday was a terrible loss to the Nationals, the way they played. 8-0, lost 2 of 3. I mean, who they've played lately, the Nationals, the Pirates, twice. They've had opportunities to get right in the schedule department, and standings department, and here they are at 59 and 59. And spoiled Verlander getting his 3,500th K, still in the top 10 all time in strikeouts. But it's just a team that, like I said, going into the break, when Buster Posey was aggressive before the deadline and added from the Red Sox, Rafael Devers, which seemed to be like, look, this team was missing a bat in the lineup. This was the answer. It appeared to be. Get a guy that's been hitting well for the Red Sox, but a little bit feeling underappreciated, didn't want to be moved around there, and just was frustrated. So Buster jumped on that, added a bat. They were 2 back of the Dodgers at the time of the trade. They're now 7 back of the Padres and 9 back of the Dodgers and back to 500. And if you go back to the beginning of this season, to be at 500 now, I mean, if you go to the very beginning, remember when the Giants got off to that incredible start? 10-3, 13-5, 24-14. After taking care of the A's on a sweep, 28-19. Yeah, let's see the last time were they ever 10 above 500 again. Oh yeah, then they had that great winning streak. After June 11th, they were 40-28. Man, even 51-42. So this team just consistently has not been that good since the All-Star break. They were going into the break at 52-45. So they've gone 7-14. I know some people are questioning Bob Melvin, who I do think is a good manager, but hasn't been able to capitalize on just never real any great rhythm and flow to the Giants last year or this year to me. And that's an answer they got to figure out going forward. So they were 2 back of the Dodgers, now 9 back. With about 40 games to go. All right, still to come, we're going to look back at the 49ers preseason debut, what we liked, what we didn't like in that first preseason game. But up next, we ask the question, who's hot and who's not? And let's see how we did in streaking. That is next.
Dave Show with Jason Ross.
One of our chatters, Jess, was in the building. They're having a conversation about media. She said, not media like Dave. I mean real media. Dave is weird media, which is fine.
You're so weird media.
Weird media.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app.
Look, I played a lot of golf courses in Sacramento, but if you want pristine conditions, a fun layout, and 27 holes that never get old, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines is the spot. The fairway is perfect. The greens, smooth and true. The practice facility, next level. And whether you're out for a casual round or hosting a big tournament, Timber Creek delivers every time. The course is always in top shape. The staff treats you right. And the experience, it's unmatched. It's easily my favorite place to play in Sacramento. Book your tee time now at timbercreekgc.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Les Schwab Tire Centers and Bare Bones Workwear. Tickets at CITPfest.com.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide injection 0.5 milligrams.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Get early access to Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. 25% off the i8 bed, our most popular. Plus free home delivery. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
High Voltage Live boxing action returns to the venue on September 6th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown with 6 big fights on the bill featuring local lightweight standout Kyle Lokinlali, who enters the ring undefeated. And don't miss a big heavyweight showdown with Chinese heavyweight Junglong Singh and Sacktown's own Vikas Dial. Thunder Showdown coming September 6th to the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Fight card subject to change.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
All right, Chris. Who's hot?
The Mariners of a city in Washington.
Okay.
Their last 10 games, they have 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases and have not been caught once. They're the first team in Major League Baseball to have a 10-game span with at least 20 home runs, 20 steals, and no one caught stealing.
So what if Seattle keeps this run, has a great year, they get to a postseason, and for whatever reason, there's a Kings day off, and Doug Christie says to you, hey, Chris, I want to take you to a game in Seattle. What do you say?
First, Doug would never do that.
I know, but we're playing a what if.
But if he did, I would go.
Why would he never do that?
I had a friend that was going to Seattle. I'm like, hey, Doug, my friend reached out to me and was just like asking for some spots in Seattle. And he goes, I'm not telling you any place.
What if
I've lost my Doug Seattle privileges?
Yeah, Doug knows. I'm trying to think of a way. If we told him it was someone else, but in the end it was you, would he then not go on the trip? Yeah, we tricked him that he was taking you, but we thought he was taking me or something.
Oh, he'd hate you.
Well, we thought he was taking Dave. Wouldn't want him to hate me. Because we're in a good relationship right now, Doug and I. We're good. You and him are the same relationship I think you have with everybody. It's like always on the fence. It's like it's good, but like Chris can always.
I don't think that's what I am with you.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
but you try. You try to get me.
See, I go up to the line. I'm never on the line with you, I would say.
Why is that with me?
I think because you know that I'm trying to get under your skin, which you won't allow.
Yeah.
Like Dave lets me get underneath and
easy target. I'm trying to think if you have ever gotten me. Probably. I don't remember one.
I think it was my board op prank on you with I don't know if I got you I think I think I do a pretty good job of when you are let in on the joke, you're just relieved that it's not real.
Uh-huh.
Because the good one I had with you was with Jay.
That was really good.
And I made it sound like
Yeah, but then I was so relieved that it was a prank. So I was like, oh, we're good. That's fine. Oh, you got me. That's good.
So for those who don't know, what the prank was, Jason, when he was previously the program director, it was summer. I want to say it was during like 2020-ish. So we don't have a lot of people here or anything like that. He said, hey, can you do the A's game tonight? We don't have anybody to do it. I say, sure. Then the next day, Jay Johnson is in here. I tell Jay, hey, I'm going to pull a prank on Jason. Just go with it. And I say out loud long enough.
Go with it again.
I say loud enough so Jason can hear me down the hall. Hey, Jay, I'm taking off. Someone will be coming in soon to do the game. So I'll see you later. And then I went by your office and I saw pure dread in your eyes.
Yeah. Like, Chris, you're, I don't even know. Did you get very far into it?
No, the thing, what I had to stop was you were just like, oh no, I thought I asked you, but I guess I didn't.
I'll do it.
It's okay. I'll do the game. Yeah. Go ahead. And then that's when I had to let you in on it.
And then I was like, oh, and then Jay's coming in laughing. I'm like, Jay, you were in on it? Oh, man. I'm like, all right, that's good. You got me.
Jay's good to have on your side because I said, hey, just go with it. He's like, got it.
Yeah.
No questions
No
asked.
reservations. No. I thought it was going to be the time you said that you used to always say after Kings games, because that was a time when I would come back by the station. And you're like, I definitely won't be here hiding under your desk ready to scare you. And I'm like, why does he say it that way? Because, I mean, he's saying he won't be, but does that mean he will be? And then every time I'd come back, I'm like, all right, I know one of these times he's going to be here. He's going to be hiding and he wants to scare me. And I go, man, the detail. He's moved his car out of the lot.
I think I even put that into your mind. Like, oh, I found a good parking spot.
Yeah. And then one of the days you had even a note on the sticky note on the window. You're like, I'm definitely not here. And I'm like, oh, Chris.
I think I said like
in the building.
I think it said look behind you.
Yeah. And I think like maybe you wouldn't set the alarm because you knew I was coming. I'm like, oh, that means he could be in here somewhere. Darn it, Chris, don't do this. And then maybe sometimes I like even try to be like really loud or go like a direction you wouldn't expect.
And the great part was every time you were here, I was already at home.
Along at home. But I'm like, he's under one of these desks. He's hiding somewhere. He's going to jump behind that door. All right. Besides me, who's not high?
Oh, yeah. Got to figure that out. Oh, well, close to you. The New York Yankees. They lost to the Astros yesterday 7-1. They have lost 7 out of their last 9 games and only have the half-game lead in the final wildcard spot over the Guardians.
Only? I think they have a healthy half-game lead.
Oh, okay.
It's all wording. It's all how you look at it. They're in great shape. And the one hell of a model American. Yeah, they're a mess. They're not playing well. Not playing well at all. I'm waiting for my guy Judgy to get hot. Maybe I'll pick him in streaking. Let's find out. It's time to go streaking.
The Drive Guy.
Yep, that's the Drive Guys.
Yeah. It's time to go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
This is a good point from the text line. They said, Verlon gets you with that moaning audio drop you don't like, Jason. Yeah, that's true. That's one way you get me, Chris. Are you trying to find it? That's how you get me. I think that was just, they were requesting that. You're welcome. All right, let's see how we're doing. Dave is at 1. I'm at 6. Chris is at 0 after that long run that Chris had. Dave on Friday took Bobby Witt Jr. And Bobby Witt Jr. got a hit. 1 for 5 with a home run. So there you go. Dave is at 2. I took Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber got it 5 times. Kyle Schwarber in the first inning hit a home run. He was 1 for 5 with a home run. So Dave and I both have home runs to extend our hitting streaks. Dave's at 2. I'm at 7. Chris, you're at 0. You can pick from anybody. And usually when you're at 0, you go to your guy, Jackson Holiday.
Started my last streak.
Started your last streak. Jackson Holiday got up 4 times. How did he do? It was great. It was great. I can do that. So Chris is 0 for 4. He is at 0. New day today. Chance to pick a player. The way the streak goes, you can pick a player if they get a hit. Your streak goes on. You just cannot pick the player again during your hitting streak. So Dave cannot take Brent Rooker or Bobby Witt Jr. He is going to take, from the Los Angeles Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. Dave's going with Ohtani on his birthday.
Wow, a Dodger on his birthday.
And he's heading to L.A. soon. Spy alert. I'm going to take from the Detroit Tigers, to try to continue my streak, Riley Green. Riley Green will be my pick. Chris, you have the whole pool in front of you, right in the deep end. You can just cannonball in. Who are you picking?
I'm not afraid. I'm taking Jackson Holiday again.
Really? I feel like Chris picks Jackson Holiday all the time just so he can play that song. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, that's
Dexter. That is exactly. He's got multiple songs to choose from for Jackson Holiday.
Hopefully I'll have a Grand Slam one tomorrow.
Ooh, we haven't heard that one in a while. So there you go. There are picks for streaking. Dave took Ohtani. I took Riley Green. Chris takes Jackson Holiday. All right. Final hour is coming up. I do want to continue, you guys, your chat going on. I don't know what we got going on now. Cousins greater than Domas. We got people loving Seattle, talking about Jay Will and Bobby Jackson. We're all over the place in the YouTube chat. You can talk over there. You can reach us on our phone lines at 1-800-920-1140 or 916-339-1140. Also our text line there. People checking in. The 92-93 Kings team reminds me of this team's version. We had Mitch, Richmond, Wayman Tisdale, Spud Webb, L Train, Walt Williams, Antoine Core, Dwayne Coswell, and Gary St. Jean was our head coach. Yeah, okay. I think this team has a little more talent than that, but it's mismatched, that's for sure. All right, final hour ahead. In the final hour, we will welcome in Alan Stiles at the end of the hour, do a little crosstalk and celebrity birthdays. We'll have what's on deck. But when we come back, the Niners played their first preseason game, got off to a good start, but then it fell apart. But we'll get into the inner workings of that preseason game, what was good, what was bad, what was ugly, all that straight ahead here on Sacktown Sports.
The Alan Stiles Show.
But it's very simple. Jonathan Kuminga is sitting there saying, y'all wasted my time for 4 years. Now I'm going to waste your time. I'm going to waste your time now. You thought that your time was more valuable than my time.
You can listen to the Alan Stiles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Man, look at that Return of the Old King, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The vegan? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
Hey there, this is Dolly, coming to you straight from Nashville.
It's Stand Up to Cancer!
Join us Friday, August 15th for one night only and for one goal only, to beat cancer. So stand up with all of us and let's save lives together. If we join forces, we can end cancer forever. Tune in Friday, August 15th at 8, 7 Central on ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. For more ways to watch, visit standuptocancer.org/show.
Summer's flying by, and that back-to-school checklist, it's growing fast. New backpack? Check. School supplies? Check. Dentist appointment? Let's fix that. Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics is making it easy to cross dental checkups off your summer list fast, with priority scheduling for new patients and kid-friendly care that makes them smile. It's one less thing to worry about before fall. Call now or book online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, because healthy smiles should be the easiest thing to check off your summer list.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Final hour here of the show. Jason Ross, Christopher Lott, Alan Stiles coming in at the end of this hour on this Monday. Carmichael Dave is back with us next Tuesday. Man, that guy gets a lot of time off. I know if he's listening, he hates that. Happy birthday to Carmichael Dave. It is his birthday today. As Chris said, how old was he officially?
66.
I didn't think we wanted to give that out, but we did. You even had comments to your own text line that people couldn't believe.
Yeah, personal text line were surprised.
Wow. Happy birthday, Dave. Hopefully you're enjoying that. The NBA will release their schedule. Release on Thursday. I remember, I don't know what year that was. Sometimes I'm fortunate enough to get a schedule prior to the actual schedule being released. And one of the years that I did, I was like, yeah, I believe me, I feel like I'm really good at not divulging a secret. If someone says, hey, I'm going to tell you this, but you can't tell anybody, I don't tell anybody, really. I mean, so, hey, here's the schedule. Don't talk about it. Don't release it. No problem. So I don't know what year this was. I guess I could probably track this down, but this will remind Kings fans. Isaiah Thomas was on the Phoenix Suns. So he had just been with the Kings, but he's now going to be a member of the Phoenix Suns. So the pre-schedule that I got, and you're always warned, like, hey, just so you know, things can change. I'm like, yeah, okay. This is only a few days before the schedule was released. I got the temporary one. Like, perfect. So it was the day the schedule was going to be released. And, without spoiling anything, I was going to wait till the right time. Let's say it was 3:00. And so 3:00 comes, and I had my tweet already cleverly posted. So boom, the schedule comes out, and I said something along the lines, then I hit send. The Kings are going to open up their season at home against the Phoenix Suns and Isaiah Thomas's return. Send. Boom. Out. Look at that. I'm one of the first ones with it. Look at me. I'm first. I don't care about being accurate. Well, I am accurate because I saw the schedule ahead of time. Send it out. Then then the schedule literally comes out, and I'm looking at it going, yeah, first game against Wait, what? First game's against the Warriors? Wait, what happened? Well, the schedule did change. Delete.
Didn't it change like a lot?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Literally,
I remember that season because it was like, because we all get that.
Yeah.
That one is like, okay, so this is an idea of where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And then when it got released, I'm like, wait, this doesn't match up at all.
Yeah, it wasn't like one game was different. There was like a lot of changes. I went, okay, delete. I'll just wait till the next time. For what it's worth, I do not have a preliminary schedule, and I'm not saying that just to say I don't. Sometimes I get it. I don't have one now, and I'm not going to ask for one. If I get one, great. I won't release it any earlier, but I do not have one. It'll be released on Thursday. We'll look forward to that. And like I said earlier, we've got a couple of leaks already for on purpose. I mean, it was released by Shams and the NBA, but Christmas Day and opening night. Kings are not a part of either one. Not a surprise, but their 82-game slate will be officially announced on Thursday. So look forward to that. As far as the weekend goes, fun weekend. If you missed the early part of the show, got caught up on a couple things. Chris saw 2 movies. You recommend one more than the other?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, I said I liked one.
You liked one more than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say most people would probably like Weapons more.
Weapons more, but you like the other one better.
I like Together more.
Yeah. But you were scared.
Yes.
You got nervous. You got antsy. Was the theater screaming?
Yes.
A lot?
Yeah.
Is it you said it was like gross.
It's a body horror movie.
But I don't like jump out and get you. It's more like, okay, they're getting slashed.
There's a couple of those that are in there.
Okay. Wow. All right. I had a chance to play some golf last Friday, which was fun. That was fun. Our group, by the way, you know who won the whole thing? As far as I know, before I left, it looked like Malik Monk's group was the winner.
The game of golf.
He was up there. I think Bobby Jackson's group was up there. Our group, I'm a
pizza guy.
Wait, that's not the right.
Wait, who was that?
I'm a pizza guy.
Oh, that's not the right one.
That sounds like IT.
Or even
I'm a pizza guy.
Yeah.
Are you a pizza guy?
Where's the other one? I'm a pizza guy.
Yeah, I'm not in King's Rewind mode, apparently.
Well, Malik Monk was first. Then Greg Vaughn was up there. Bobby Jackson was up there. I was happy. Our group, we finished a very respectable 6th. I'll take that. We did a good job.
I'm a pizza guy.
There it is. There it is. But that was fun. Checked out Def Leppard at the venue. Thumbs up to the venue. Venue's nice out there at Thunder Valley. Very, very nice. Def Leppard put on a good show. Still rocking. Didn't realize how many songs they had with rock in it, like literally in the title. But good stuff. All right. Also this weekend, watch the 49ers play the Broncos. Not a lot to get too excited for from that one.
Watkins to the left. Jones under center and first to go from the 5. Give it to Taylor, bouncing it outside of the 5. The 4, the 3, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers.
Yeah, San Francisco and the Broncos played preseason game number 1. I bet as organizations, they probably got more out of their dual practice. I can tell you from experience when I was working a couple seasons with the Raiders, I know that those internally didn't love preseason games that much. But when they had the joint practices, and I think the year you'll remember was when the Raiders were featured on Hard Knocks out there at Napa. They had the Rams in, and everyone's like, watch, there's going to be a fight today. And sure enough, there was. It wasn't set up for cameras. There was legitimately a fight. But you could just tell, to me, as someone that's been to a lot of football practices with the NFL, but more so with college and Sac State, they got a lot more out of the joint practices because, for example, you do a lot of down and distance situations. All right, we're going to practice goal line now, and it would be the Raiders' number 1 offense versus the Rams' number 1 offense. So you got Aaron Donald trying to plug the gap, and you got to figure out with Carr, and this is how far back it was, but how you're going to score on that defense, and vice versa. And other times where the ones were playing the ones, but where if it's the ones of the Raiders defense versus the ones of the Raiders offense, at times you're going to still, try to get to the running back, but maybe you don't drive them into the turf. Well, this is the opposing team. So This felt more like game action. Now, when you get to the preseason, like the Niners did with Denver, think about the guys that didn't play for the Niners. Brock Purdy, who's going to be their every down quarterback. Christian McCaffrey, who by all accounts so far has looked really good in camp. George Kittle, Ayuk, Fred Warner, Bosa, and so on and so forth. Williams. These are going to be the most important pieces and players to the 49ers' success for the season. So to evaluate the game, it's kind of tough to do. So you can only evaluate the players that you did see. And I think, again, if I remember right from Guy Haberman, who did a great job, by the way, that's tough shoes to fill in for Greg Papa, but Guy did great on the call, and Tim Ryan was there. I think Tim Ryan said three starters played. 3 of the expected starters from offense and defense played in the game. So you're looking at your number 2s primarily, and quarterback's the most important position. So I watched pretty carefully the play of Mac Jones. Apparently, Mac Jones has had a good camp. I thought Mac Jones looked good. Had a couple of on-time, on-target throws that, you could just tell the rhythm of an offense and the rhythm of a quarterback receiver was sharp there. His interception that he threw was one, a great pick. It was thrown low, so really you felt like really the only one that would get it would be the receiver. I can't remember which receiver it was. Didn't do a great job of coming back to the ball, but it was really a heck of a pick by the Broncos. And overall, Mac Jones' final stat line, 4 of 7, 74 yards, an interception. Got sacked a couple times. I think one of them held the ball a little too long for my liking. But overall, Brock Purdy's the quarterback. I don't think that's a question. But you go, all right, if Brock Purdy gets hurt, is this team in trouble? I think Mac Jones will be a nice number 2. I think, look, there were rumors about the Niners being interested in him back when they took Trey Lance. Now he's finally a Niner. He's had a couple different stops with his run with New England, then with Jacksonville, and now here in San Francisco, where he's clearly come in to be the number 2 QB. So you want Purdy to be healthy, to be their best option, but if something were to happen or he missed a game or two, I feel like the team could function okay with Mac Jones. A little bit of the concern is the running game, because to me, it's so contingent on the health of Christian McCaffrey. If Christian McCaffrey comes back and plays, let's say 15, 16, or 17 games, he will produce. I mean, he produces when he's there. He's shown that as a Niner. He really showed that earlier as a Carolina Panther. But when he's given an opportunity to have, let's say, 20 touches in a game, if that's 15 carries and 5 receptions, he is going to produce for the 49ers. So if under that statement, we're going to presume that he's healthy, he's going to be great. I have no doubts about that this year. I really do. I don't think he's at a point where he's wearing down. Now, there's injury concern because he's been injured in past seasons, certainly as a Panther and as a 49er now. But if we go under the assumption, and it's an assumption, that he's going to be healthy enough to play 15 games, then he's going to be great. I don't have any doubts about that. Then you go to the receiving group, I think is solid. I think Ayuk, can produce as a number 1 receiver. Kittle is a fantastic tight end. Williams still the best left tackle in the league. Like, they still have the elements of a terrific football team. The D line has gone through an overhaul. That's got to get better. Warner was having an amazing start to last season. I think he's going to be up in the defensive player of the year conversation again. Bosa, for my mind, has got to have more of an impact. He's good. At times he's been great, but I know he gets featured and double teamed a lot, but I still think he can have an impact on games more than he does at times. But to me, the concern right now is the health of the running game. While they're being cautious with Christian McCaffrey, I know Garendo was banged up a little bit and other guys got hurt that ran the ball in that game against the Niners. So they have attacked that and addressed that by adding Jeff Wilson, welcoming him back to the mix, to the 49er run game. So it's people they're familiar with. It's just more depth to the running back room. But to me, it's going to be on Garendo, certainly on McCaffrey, to continue that offense going. The other part that was fun to watch for the preseason was reintroducing ourselves to Robert Saleh. We all now have known him the last couple of years as a Jets head coach. He's back in San Francisco. Some of their better defenses were under Robert Saleh. He is a fiery defensive coordinator. And watching a few of those early snaps with more of that a sprinkling of a first teamer, but more second team guys, it just felt like there was a ton more life to the defense, a different vibe, a different, we'll say it, energy to the defense. And Robert Saleh brings that energy. And I think, I was waiting for it. No, not that energy. A different kind, though. He does bring it. And so now if you can get your draft picks, like, health-wise, they had guys that were out, like I said, guys that we assume will be an important part of their depth chart to the defense, like Mykel Williams. But with D. Winters, Fred Warner, Bosa, Mykel Williams, Malik Mustafa, Lenore, and a cornerback spot. I know Upton Stout reportedly has done really well in camp. These are the guys that we're going to be talking about from this 49ers defense, that if you look at last year, the defense started to fall apart a bit. The offense experienced injuries, and then they just had a dreadful season after a slow start that still was savable at the midpoint of the season, and then they completely fell off the cliff and won one of their last 7 games, something like that. So, the first impressions are difficult to say when you don't play your key guys that we're going to be watching week 1 when the 49ers take the field, and that are going to be your primary guys, for the season. I think, week 1 is actually an interesting start to the year because you open up on the road in a difficult place to play in a team that's in your division, and division games are really important. I think the Rams come in as one of the favorites. Cardinals have kind of, for whatever reason, been a bothersome team to the Niners. And then to Seattle. And they've had a great rivalry with Seattle over the years. It's subsided here recently because the Niners have really owned the division over the last couple of years until last year. But to open up at Seattle is such a test and really a good statement potential game for the 49ers. You can get a head start on Seattle if you beat them, a head start a little bit on the head-to-head in the division, a team that, could be threatening for a playoff spot, and it knocks out one of your road games. So that one is a heck of a way to start the season, and it puts a little bit of a test on your defense. We saw what Sam Darnold did last year for Minnesota, the kind of start they got off to. And now his opportunity in Seattle with a little bit of a remade team there as well. So that's the way the season begins, with at Seattle, at New Orleans, before they finally have their home opener in week 3. But I think, again, back to watching Saturday, I think what stood out to me is Mac Jones. And if you guys have thoughts on what stood out to you on the good, bad, or indifferent on the 49ers game, text line 916-339-1140 or the chat right here on our Sacktown Sports YouTube page. Preseason is about getting through it healthy without injury. And by not playing all their main players, I think that's one way to do it, but they're going through practice, and football is just a violent sport. You can get guys hurt in practice. But you want those guys as healthy as possible for as many games as possible. And I still maintain, if the Niners have that core group that I mentioned that have done a ton of winning for this organization, I think they'll be good. Now, you start to change any part of that, now you're going to start asking more of those younger players. Some of the guys that we saw on Saturday night will be asked to contribute a little bit more to this team. And if they can find that right mix, and I think the other thing that stood out besides Mac Jones as QB was, like I mentioned, Robert Saleh as that renewed vibe to that defense. And I'm sure there's some scheme differences. Certainly there's some personnel differences. But in the end, the voice that they are hearing from the defense is Robert Saleh. And some of those guys, I think a few will still remember him from being there. Not that many, but the group that is coming back, to have a different voice there with that different kind of passion on the sidelines that I think had been missing since him and then D'Amico Ryans. We shall see how that looks for San Francisco. So, like I said, preseason is a tough gauge. The Niners don't have, Mykel Williams is one of the rookie draft picks, but they don't have like a position player rookie like we highlighted earlier, like Shador Sanders or Ashton Genty from the Raiders, where you go, okay, this is a guy that's going to get a little taste and someone that you expect to be in the lineup. I'm going to watch every carry or every throw or every reception. I don't feel like the Niners are in that spot with this current group. So you're looking at depth and position fillers like Mac Jones, and then overall concepts of a defense that, at one point was one of the better defenses in the NFL, but I think that's an area that's really slipped on the 49ers. They're not awful defensively, but it's not the dominant defense that we saw on some of the years that helped them get to the postseason, get through the NFC playoffs, and even to the Super Bowl. So that's an area, certainly to me, that needs to get better. A couple other things and observations from the NFL this week, week one, besides the Niners. We mentioned the 70-yard field goal, which would have been a record breaker, was truly amazing to see from that Jacksonville highlights. If you missed that, the Steelers are going to be an intriguing team to watch because of how consistently good they've been. And really, Pittsburgh is going to be about Aaron Rodgers, and Pittsburgh didn't play him in their first preseason game. The Lions got a chance to play a second preseason game. They lost their first, but they beat the Falcons over the weekend. Did you get a chance locally, some guys to talk about? The Patriots played the Commanders, and the Patriots won that game, put up a ton of points, 48-14. But in that game, speaking of local people, you have Land Larison, who played his college ball at UC Davis. He had 7 carries, 35 yards, had a touchdown, also added two catches for 9 yards. Former Sacramento State Hornet, Marte Mapu, who was drafted by the Patriots a couple years ago in the 3rd round, had 4 tackles in that game. So that's always cool to see when you get guys from the local area, whether they played high school ball or certainly those two that played college ball, to see how they did. Also, got to mention some other things that are going to be of interest to watch. Certainly will be the Giants and their quarterback situation. That's the other part about preseason, quarterback battles. And so they played all 4 QBs in their game. Did they end up? Yeah, they beat the Buffalo Bills 34-25. But Jackson Dart, his final stat line, 12 of 19, threw a touchdown, threw for 150. Tommy DeVito, kind of one of the legends in New York, 10 of 14, threw a touchdown as well for 73. Jameis Winston, 7 of 11, 62 yards and a touchdown. The only QB that didn't throw a touchdown was Russell Wilson. He went 6 of 7 for 28 yards. So that quarterback battle will continue in New York. The one that we talked about on Friday was the Colts and their quarterback battle, because they've got Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. Richardson did hurt that pinky in that preseason game, so that quarterback battle will continue. The Buffalo Bills, we talked about that quarterback battle. Excuse me, not the Buffalo Bills, the Cleveland Browns. As Shador Sanders got a chance to play, and I thought he looked good in his game on Friday night. They beat the Panthers 30-10 for what that's worth. But Tyler Huntley, who they had to bring in based on injuries, the former Pro Bowler, 6 of 8, threw for 51 yards and a score. But Shador Sanders, 14 of 23. He threw for 138 and 2 touchdowns. So I was happy for him. I thought he did some good stuff. We let you hear some of those clips from him a little bit earlier. Let's hear those again from Shador Sanders, who I thought on Friday night represented himself quite well, and was asked about where he is on the pecking order.
Do you feel like you did something today to move up the depth chart?
I honestly don't know, and I don't really care, Whenever it's my turn, and I just got to take advantage of it. I feel like, today I did some good, some bad. And I know moving forward, I won't make the same mistakes twice. That's not in my control, and, regardless of whatever the situation, it's not up to me, and it is what it is. I just got to, accept whatever everything come with.
All right, here's him on the field, 14 of 23, one of his 2 touchdowns.
Shador, play fake, looking end zone, lofting back corner of the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Caden Davis. And Shador Sanders has his first career NFL touchdown.
All right, nice job there. And as far as his head coach goes, he was asked about that, kind of the overall feel of what Shador has done. Well, actually, here's more from Shador Sanders first.
Well, I say I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. That's what it is. I got pockets of of finding my rhythm, and I got to get into that quicker, regardless of anything. But overall, I feel like me out there, I couldn't do it, of course, without the time. I couldn't do it without the play calling. I couldn't do it without anything. So I'm just thankful to even be able to have, the joy of just being on the field overall, then carrying the responsibility of doing the right thing. So that's 2 badges under my belt already, that I got out there. I feel like we operated the huddle really, really good. So it's just the small details that of course, we practice on and we talk about. And I'll say, of course, towards the end, I'll say we got a little sloppy and we overall going to finish it up. And that's going to be a point of emphasis going into this next week. But, I was just thankful just to share that moment with everybody.
All right, one more. How about his head coach, Kevin Stefanski, on the future of Shador Sanders?
Do you feel like you did something today to move up the depth
That's
chart?
not the right one. Sorry about
I
that.
honestly don't know, and I don't
repeat.
really
Well,
care.
We'll get to that one.
Whenever it's my turn, and I just got to take advantage of it.
We'll get to that one a little bit later. All right, when we come back, we have What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. So we'll give you that. And in our final segment, we'll have Crosstalk with Alan Stiles, plus celebrity birthdays, all straight ahead in our final half hour right here on Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
Man, look at that return of the old king, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The Vegas? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Adriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Les Schwab Tire Centers and Bare Bones Workwear. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Around here, the summer can smack you silly, especially if your AC is not functioning at a high level. Whitey Gleason here. I had the opposite problem over the winter. System went down. It was panic time, but Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating saved the day. Let them save you from unnecessary summer misery. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, reliable, trustworthy. They do great work. They won awards for their service. Check the reviews at leesair.com. Find out about their $99 HVAC tune-up service. Save your summer now. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating on the web at leesair.com. License number 635355.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection, 0.5 milligrams.
Labor Day savings are on at Elk Grove Chevy with $10,500 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Silverado 1500 5.3 liter after all rebates. And Elk Grove Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $10,500 off new Silverado exclusively at the Elk Grove Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MegaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Excludes work parking, ZR2, Metric, and 2011 Chevy car. Drive not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Made a great deal at Meta.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is going to be fun.
It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
All right, what's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing, coming up here in a moment. A couple of texts coming in. Let's see. We're just talking about the 49ers. I think Jones is a waste of a roster spot. If Purdy gets hurt, they are done. All right, I disagree with that. But look, no, different Jones. Different Jones. That's reserved for our guy Isaac Jones. I mean, we can't use that unless I say the name Isaac Jones. This is Mac Jones. Like maybe Return of the Mac. I don't know. But yeah, I think if Purdy gets hurt, they will obviously miss Purdy. But I just think
how many other NFL teams can you say that about too?
Exactly, right? Someone was talking about they wanted to get their pick. They were mad that you were taking Holiday over and over again. And I said, well, fine. Do you have a pick? They said fan pick De La Cruz on the Phillies. Get me in there. You meaning? Let me check this out really fast. Really fast. That's what they want. Is it against the Phillies? Okay, yeah. Because I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. The Reds are taking on the Phillies. There you go. All right, you got it in unofficially.
So what happens when Jackson Holiday goes 4 for 4 and Ellie De La Cruz has 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts?
You play your song, and we'll see what Ellie De La Cruz does. You live it up. You live La Vida Loca. That's what you do. I'm writing this in right now. Fan pick Ellie De La Cruz. Just so we know. What's on deck today? Well, I'm sure everybody tonight is going to be celebrating the birthday of Carmichael Dave. He is dreading this birthday, but he's also not. Reach out to him. Tell him happy birthday.
He sure does say a lot how he doesn't want people talking about his birthday.
Yeah. What was the one he posted, which I liked on Facebook? He said, nothing to see here, just another day. And then, of course, everything is happy birthday.
If you didn't want people to talk about it, you would just ignore all of this.
Yeah. But he is getting happy birthday wishes. So reach out to him. Let him know. Let him know. Here's a note, at least from our guy Anthony Slater. Jonathan Kuminga would reportedly prefer a $7.9 million one-year qualifying offer over the Warriors' 2-year, $45 million deal with a team option. So everything sits in the same spot it did 10 days ago. The Warriors have not upped their offer, and Kuminga has indicated to those close to him that the $7.9 million qualifying offer is more appealing to him than the Warriors' current pitch. Something has to give before the October 1st deadline. Yeah, which is wondering, because I'm like, he doesn't have to take the qualifying offer, but if he'd rather take the qualifying offer to take his chances later on, we'll see. We'll ultimately see where that's going. So that's something to follow as far as what's on deck. Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. I was looking at the preseason schedule. There's a preseason Monday Night Football game next week, but not this week. And of all things, look, it's only preseason, but it would have been nice to have a Monday night game this week. But we don't have one. That's okay. We have to wait a week. Where are you on this? In my one league, Chris, I've been in forever. We have a Monday night rule, which I've always enjoyed, but everyone else kind of thinks it's weird. We have, if two teams are playing on Monday night, for example, what is next week's Monday night game? It is the Bengals and the Commanders. So you have the ability, if you have a player on the Bengals or Commanders, you can play them as an extra person at that position. So if you had Joe Burrow as a quarterback, you could, as your number one quarterback, you could play Burrow, but you also could play, I don't know, Caleb Williams as your starter that week, and then your Monday night guy would be Joe Burrow. It's a weird rule, but it's for everybody.
Idea, but I don't like it.
Yeah, kind of. Originally, the thought was,
because I get it is like you don't find out your person's hurt until after all the games have played.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that, but then the idea of using multiple.
Yeah, you potentially could have two QBs in a week. But the reason I think we did it way back when, and this is going to be back to like the 90s, I think, was maybe we'll get everybody together on Monday nights and watch the football game. And then, you'd have someone to like root for specifically. And I thought, it's a good idea, but we've kept it. And it's just a unique rule to that specific fantasy football league, which, by the way, fantasy leagues are probably about to get drafted here in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, most of you know and already have played for a while, but if you haven't, if this is your first year for whatever reason, just the one most important piece of advice would be know your league's scoring, know your rules of your league. So that league always, when I tell people my team, they're like, it's okay. Well, we draft a little differently because Monday night is a factor. So if you have a QB that you rate lower, but they've got 2 or 3 Monday nights, all of a sudden that QB is drafted higher because you can play 2 QBs that week if you have the Monday night guy, if that makes sense. But no football tonight. We do have A's baseball tonight at home against the Rays. Ooh, Chris, this would be a good one about the asking the get-in price, because I bet tonight will be one of the lower ones.
I'm going to guess it's going to be like $15.
Yeah, with the heat that's been going on. The Rays are not a popular national team. The A's are playing better, but yeah, I'll agree with you. About $13-15 you could probably find. And I don't know where you're looking, but you use your same standard.
StubHub.
Okay. But I mean, do you always pick behind?
I always see what the cheapest seat is.
Okay.
And then I look at like right behind home plate.
Okay.
So cheapest seat, $15.
Okay. So that's what you thought.
And then if you're looking to get behind home plate, row 18, seats 11 through 15, not bad, $34.
Wow, that's incredible. So that's a 7:00 start tonight, Sutter Health Park. Check it out, Rays and A's.
And then like you can find like a lot of $15, $16, $17
all throughout
seats.
the stadium.
Yeah,
that's a good deal right there. Padres are at the Giants. Our guy Logie.
Oh,
what?
Tuesday. $12.
What's the difference between Monday and Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
And then how about Wednesday? You might as well check Wednesday.
Wednesday.
All night games.
Also $12.
Okay. At the end of the week, I think it's
the Angels.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are pretty expensive. $28.
See, that's the perception. People early on like these tickets are too expensive. They're not.
And if you want to get behind home plate, row 19, 6 and 7, $43.
Wow. Wow, is that right? I'm looking at something. So on the A's schedule on ESPN, they got the tickets as low as to the right side. So kind of matching up with what you're saying. When the A's go to Minnesota, it's tickets as low as $5 at Minnesota. What's going on in Minnesota? That's a beautiful park. Now the team struggled, but anyway. All right, so you get Tampa in town to take on the A's and the Padres of the Giants. Yu Darvish versus Logan Webb tonight. See if the Giants can get back in the win column there. Some other baseball games of note. Trying to think of what else is interesting for people out there tonight. That might be the Brewers are still hot. They host the Pirates. We had mentioned that the Mets had struggled. Who do the Mets have today? Well, they may be off. Yeah, the Mets are one of the teams that are off. Dodgers at Angels, Red Sox, Astros. That's actually a pretty good matchup there. Those two teams are roughly similar.
Couple cheetahs.
A couple of cheetahs over there. And then you got one of the best in the AL and one of the worst. Tigers versus the White Sox, Phillies, and Reds, amongst others. All right, we got our final segment coming up. When we come back, Alan Stiles will be by. We'll get his thoughts on what's coming up on his show at 10. And besides Crosstalk, celebrity birthdays. Who is sharing a birthday with Carmichael Dave? We'll find out next.
The Alan Stiles Show.
But it's very simple. Jonathan Kuminga is sitting there saying, y'all wasted my time for 4 years. Now I'm going to waste your time. I'm going to waste your time now. You thought that your time was more valuable than my time.
You can listen to the Alan Stiles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for your Second Opinion Partners, American Energy Heating and Air. Here's what they're asking from you. Not much. If you're working with another HVAC company, not a problem. If you called them, if you got some sort of an estimate, just call American Energy. Let them come out. Let them check out the problem. You might be surprised. You might find you don't need all those repairs. But if you do, even a replacement for your air conditioning unit, just let them give you their price. Odds are you're going to find that you're saving a lot of money and a lot of peace of mind because you are working with a company that's been around since 1981, that has an A+ with the Better Business Bureau, and will save you money and will guarantee their work. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Don't trust me. Go to Google, go to Yelp, read the reviews, go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get your second opinion. Jingle singers, here you go.
Call 916-520-9990 now. Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Get early access to Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. 25% off the i8 bed, our most popular. Plus free home delivery. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide injection 0.5 milligrams.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, but one thing's for sure. You need a PC you can rely on. Whether it's for school, gaming, or whatever your next chapter holds, Lenovo.com has the tech to help you succeed. Shop PCs right now at Lenovo.com during their back-to-school sale, where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account. Free shipping, easy returns, flexible financing. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah. And Alan Styles. Donde está Alan? Not here yet. But I did mention fantasy drafts. Someone's already done theirs. I've not done any of mine yet. From the 916, we already did our draft. I got Kittle, Purdy, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. I got Christian McCaffrey, too. People better not sleep on him. No, he'll get hurt. You sleep on him. I'm guessing Kyle and I were in here trying to dissect that. I think they probably got McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill in their first 2 rounds in some way. Maybe Hill then McCaffrey. Interesting that you got Kittle and Kelce, 2 tight ends. Maybe you have them as receivers. I don't know. Purdy. Okay. Yeah, everybody's got a little different strategy. We'll have Dave Richard on probably this week or next week. Get started with his weekly fantasy segment on Fridays and give you that advice on drafting. Drafts are fun. I like fantasy football drafts. But it's one of those when people start to say their team, it's like, all right, you're losing me. I don't know exactly how it went, when you drafted, who you passed up on. But they're fun. You know, fantasy football has been doing this a long, long time, many, many years. I'll tell the story again. Very, very first time I ever played fantasy football was doing an in-person draft. This would be 90.
You got Joe Namath in the third round.
That was way before that. Joe Namath was like my 20th year of doing fantasy football. No, the very first year that I can remember doing an official fantasy league, I believe it was 1994. And I was picking 4th. And I remember I was in it with a college roommate, an old college roommate, a teammate. We were teammates. And I said, all right, the way it looks, we're going to get Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Barry Sanders, or Emmitt Smith. We're picking 4th. That's it. We'll just do process of elimination. We're 4th. We're going to get Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Barry Sanders, or Emmitt Smith. So imagine that being our backdrop, never being in a fantasy draft in person. And the very first pick that was taken in the draft was Miami Dolphins kicker Pete Stoyanovich. And I didn't laugh because I should have. I didn't laugh because I went, wait, are we doing this wrong? Wait a minute. Should we not have Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Jerry Rice, or Steve Young? And the second pick, I think, was Barry Sanders. I went, okay, we're back to normalcy. So we're 2 away. I'm like, well, we're 2 picks away. There's 3 choices. We're fine. The third pick was Seattle Seahawks rookie quarterback Rick Meyer. And I went, I'm confused again. Well, no, let's go to our strategy. We're taking Steve Young, and he was MVP of the year. We won the draft. We won the pool. But it was like, what? Pete Stoyanovich, Barry Sanders, and then Rick Meyer. So we left Jerry Rice and Emmitt Smith out there for Team 5 and Team 6, but it all worked out. We did just fine. Well, I don't know what is coming up on the show. Kyle, what is coming up on your guys' show today? Because Alan's not in here just yet. Got to figure out what's coming up on the Alan Styles Experience.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
We don't know where Alan is, but
Is it Kyle or Kyle?
It's Kyle.
Okay.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Kyle. We have no idea where Alan is yet, but we're going to talk about Tim McMahon confirming the Kings are in on Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
We're going to play that Domantas Sabonis media availability at his camp where I saw he was like swatting kids' shots into the second row.
Good work, rim protector.
And we're going to talk about Dennis Schroeder killing it at FIBA.
Okay.
They won the gold medal a few years ago, I think, not at the Olympics, but at the FIBA World Cup.
Eurobasket or whatever it is?
Yeah, or the FIBA World Cup or something. But that was the first time I heard about FIBA Dennis Schroeder, and apparently Alan just learned about it this weekend. So we're going to introduce Alan to FIBA Dennis Schroeder.
He's a real thing. It's a real person.
It's a real thing. Also, the schedule kind of leaked out Friday afternoon, so I guess we can talk about that.
Nice. Okay.
This is going to be the 20th year in a row that either the Lakers or Warriors are going to play on opening night.
Isn't that just so great? I mean, they just don't get enough.
You're just lame.
Just don't get enough attention. Yeah, Christmas Day and opening night have been released. The rest of the schedule apparently is going to be released on Thursday. So
I feel like the NBA also kind of messed up because they put like Rockets, Lakers, and Mavericks, Warriors on Christmas, and I'm like, just flip that. Have Luka versus the Mavs and have KD versus the Warriors.
Well, they're definitely loving the Lakers and the Rockets this year. They're two of the teams that are on both days, Christmas and opening night. Warriors are as well. Not as much love for the East.
I guess the Thunder technically are, but they play at like 11:30 in the morning on Christmas.
And the East has one game on Christmas. The West has 4. And opening night is 2 Western Conference teams or Western Conference games. So long live the West, I guess, but none of those involving your Sacramento Kings.
I mean, De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes will play on Christmas.
Harry Barnes, D. Fox, there they go. Christmas Day. Oh, and they got that other guy, Wemben something, Victor.
Oh, you're talking about Devin Vassell.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. All right, it's that time, guys. Time for celebrity birthdays. As birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than crumble cookies. I guess it's Chris v. Kyle at this moment. While we wait for Alan.
All right.
Because Chris has already revealed his age, I'll have you guess it, Kyle. Happy birthday to Carmichael Dave.
Oh. I guess happy birthday then.
Do you know his age?
Well, he's got kids that are relatively close to my age, so
you guys bonded.
Yeah. Let's go 52 for Carmichael Dave.
Chris had the correct answer. What? 66 for Carmichael Dave on his birthday today?
66. Got it.
Yes. How about that?
Oh, look who finally decided to show up.
Yeah, there's Alan Stiles ready for us on celebrity birthdays. We'll get him set up here. Well, I'll ask you guys first. Recently passed, but today would be the birthday of Hulk Hogan. How old would Hulk Hogan be today?
He would have been, I should know this because they're putting the years everywhere, 75.
75 is your guess?
You know, it's funny. I think I was filling in on your show last year and did Hulk Hogan as a celebrity birthday. So it must be 77.
77. Alan, good morning.
Good morning. Did Dave take his birthday off?
He's off all week.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you take your birthday off?
One time.
But
not recently.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan
would have been what today?
79.
Chris is
Are
closest.
you on goofball pills or something?
72.
Oh.
72. You good? Everything good?
Good. I'm out of breath, though.
All right. You're running up here?
Yes.
Work on that cardio. And this guy's supposed to beat me at boxing? Please.
I will. Easily.
Oh, easily. Okay.
Then I'll eat those. What were they? The gym
hands?
boys.
You'll eat my hands?
No, the gym boys.
Oh,
then I'll eat 7 tacos.
On this date, in what year was the movie The Replacements released?
It's a great bad movie.
Why is it a bad movie?
I mean, just the writers just didn't know how football worked.
Well, that's every sports movie.
Yeah, but that one, it's especially bad. But in a good way.
Okay.
Go ahead then, Kyle.
1998.
Huh. 01.
98's close. I'm going to say 99.
Oh, we have a tie between Chris and Alan. 2000.
Ooh.
2000. Happy birthday today to Chris Hemsworth.
Crikey.
One of the Hemsworths.
That
Sure, he's
Thor?
dreamy.
That's not Thor.
Not Thor.
That's
The
Liam.
other one.
Chris, not
but not
Thor.
the other
Aren't
one.
there 3?
Are there 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of them's short.
Chris Hemsworth.
Which one is this?
Not Thor. And
The one with Miley?
Yes.
Okay. With Miley? Are they still together?
I don't think they're together anymore.
Okay.
Really?
Just Party in the USA. Chris Hemsworth.
45.
40.
I'm going to say 38.
Alan's closest, 42.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to Joe Rogan.
Kids have no
The guy
idea.
from Fear Factor?
Yeah, kids have no idea Fear Factor.
He could be 50s, 60s, or 70s.
The guy from News Radio?
News Radio. Good pull. Anything else? Maybe a podcast or two. Waiting on Joe Rogan guesses.
55.
He has been around.
So I say he could be 75, and I believe
56.
62.
Alan's closest, 58.
Big Rogan guy.
No.
Happy birthday to Viola Davis. Great actor. Actress.
Yes.
Played Michael Jordan's mom in that one movie.
Ocean's 11.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Ocean's 11?
I think she's one of the she is one of the parole
really?
people at the
Okay.
very beginning. She's only in it for like 5 seconds.
Gotcha.
What's that one with Will Smith? Where he's
Independence Day.
No, the DC movie.
Oh, Wild Wild West.
No.
Hancock.
That's a great movie. Though.
Hitch?
All right, enough.
Made in
Viola
America.
Davis.
Viola. 60.
63.
64.
We have a correct answer that goes to Alan Stiles. He's on a heater. Happy birthday to Patty Mills.
Oh.
You die.
38.
I don't think he's that old. I think he's 36.
37.
We have a correct answer that goes to Christopher Ladd, 37. Happy birthday to Kyle Guy.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Now here's a guy.
Here's a guy. Here's a guy's guy.
29.
28.
30.
We have a correct answer that goes to Alan Stiles. Pablo Sandoval.
The belt.
Yes.
Pablo.
He needs better plate control.
Plate discipline.
Plate
Yeah,
discipline.
I don't know. Is he 40 yet? Yeah, 40.
39.
37.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Kyle Ledbetter, 39. There you go. All right, Alan, what's coming up?
Man, oh man, Domantas Sabonis speaks.
Wait,
and-
didn't we hear all this already from Kyle?
Yeah.
Thank you.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
One of our chatters, Jess, was in the building.